I bought a pair of the Travis Scotts. But they were fucked up. They had a big ass fucking dent, right in the fucking front on the sole. So I fucking sent that shit back. I got a pair of Unions now. I fucking sent back to Travis Scott's and I got a pair of Unions that I've yet to even put on. Alright. Try a super low dose of melatonin. Eh. You need to find the right strain to smoke. I mean, is it just possible that maybe THC doesn't, like, you know, I don't do well with it? Like, is it just possible that there's a that there's a kind of drug that just doesn't, that I just don't do well with it? Like, I don't know. No? Alright. I just need to find the right strain. That's all it is. Damn. Oh, fuck, I forgot maybe we should use these. I'm gonna play Jordan tomorrow. I'm gonna play Jordan for a while tomorrow. Let's go to court like this.
That's so long.
Should we? How long is the hospital visit? A couple hours. It's not like a full injection. See if the court, is the court server up? No, I'm only told it's up. Oh, is it? Jordan Day? Oh wait, I'm not streaming tomorrow. I'm gonna take tomorrow off. I forgot. Wednesday? I'll be on Wednesday. I will be on Wednesday, yes. Ah! Who's the judge? Ardson. The rare Ardson case. Hey, Choi, you fucking bitch.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Hey,
I thought I was gonna have a good day.
I woke up and I hurt my neck or something.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you need my help?
Yes.
Thank you, Joy.
You're welcome.
Goodbye, kitty cat, little Alinity, you
So you just started out with, hey, Choi, you fucking bitch. Oh, by the way.
This is why I said it, because I knew that you were going to be a bitch.
Yeah, you know, a nice, hey, could I get some help? Kind of goes a long way.
Help me! You took a hypocritical oath.
It's a Hippocratic oath.
You're a hypocrite.
That's so long.
All right, I don't see anything bleeding. But in that outfit, that's not surprising.
What's wrong with this outfit?
It's terrible. You're swimming in it. It's like 6 sizes too large. Also, it's shiny.
It's supposed to fucking be big so I can conceal shit.
Nice. Good to know. Good to know.
Maybe you should wear your clothes a little baggier. Camel toeing all over the place like that. I'm able to see 2 pussies very clearly right now.
Okay, that's it. That's right, Kitty. You tell him. All right, I'm going to help you up. And we're gonna try this again.
What the hell's wrong with you, you psychopath? You're fucked up. You're fucked up in the head. Get away from me.
Bet you feel better though.
You're gonna regret that shit.
I don't regret it, actually.
You fucking will. I'll show you.
Felt pretty good.
You're fucked. Burn that fucking hospital down. Court server up? Nope. Very unprofessional, I agree. Hey, what the fuck?
Hey, fuck you, Jordan.
Hey, fuck you, asshole.
Fuck you,
Driving in my
asshole.
fucking parking lot like that? What the hell's your goddamn problem, prick?
Fuck you, man. I owe you money.
Yes, you owe me money.
How much do I owe you,
200
bitch?
fucking dollars, bitch. Nice jumpsuit.
Ah, fuck you. Nice whatever the fuck it is you're wearing, man. Your dad's fucking...
You late for the fucking characters of McDonald's convention? You grimace-looking ass motherfucker.
Size, so you have to steal from your dad.
You're literally wearing a
Fucking
janitor's
bitch.
jumpsuit
You're
right now. What do you
literally
mean?
wearing your father's clothing that clearly don't fit you.
What do you mean? It's so I can conceal shit. Fucked up shit.
Oh, shut the fuck
You
up.
you have no fucking idea what I'm carrying right now, motherfucker. No fucking idea. Paid. Cross 23. Not going to war with the cops. Not locking down the south side, paying Jordan. Airborne's cat character isn't the only pussy I'm smelling. I don't know. I don't know. Is this the court case? I'm waiting for the court server to open up. Probably in a few minutes. They usually open it up like, 15 minutes before. I did see the T-Boy videos.
That's so
Gold's
long.
Gold, thank you so much for the year. I guess I could read subs. That's probably a good idea. Says, I think Pee-wee Herman had the same coat. Thanks.
That's so nice.
Jono, thanks for the 8. Baby, why are you crying?
Honey, I want half and half.
What?
I really like half and
What did this
half.
fucking man do to you? I'm gonna cut his neck
Whoa,
open.
whoa, whoa, I didn't do
Hold
anything.
still,
I gave her a
bitch.
ride.
I'm gonna cut that beard off and then
Relax,
shove it in
relax.
your open neck hole, pussy. What did he do to you? Did he touch you?
No, this is intern number 2.
Oh, all right.
Intern number 2, please.
What do you mean you like half and half?
We were talking about coffee, and I just got real emotional thinking
Oh
about
shit, it's Mr. Rogers.
cream and milk.
That's
Yeah, he-
so
Well,
Why is
no.
coffee making you emotional?
I don't know, honey. It just is.
Are you pregnant?
No, I don't think so.
Why are you crying about coffee?
I-
Why the
I
fuck
don't-
is she I'm gonna cut you open, bitch!
What?
I'm gonna show
was
you what
about
your
half and
insides
half.
look like!
Why?
Why
It
is
was a
my
good
wife
cry.
crying?
It was a good cry.
No.
Why is she fucking crying? What'd you do to her?
She was talking about her best friend and
Tell me
half
what
and
happened,
half.
honey.
I was just reminiscing about this story about how A woman who was down on her luck and she couldn't find half and half at the convenience store told one of her friends, and then miraculously on her doorstep the next morning was a gallon of half and half.
Why
And
didn't
I
she just
got so
Why didn't she
emotional.
just use fucking milk or something?
It's not good enough, honey. It's not good enough for
Hey,
nothing.
hey, hey. Take the kids out of that van before you put it in the garage.
Shut the fuck up,
Because
buddy.
people usually kidnap
Oh,
kids in a
shit.
van.
He paid. He paid. He paid.
I already
Hey.
paid.
He paid. He
Fine.
paid. He paid.
Alright, well, don't call me the B word, please.
Don't. Yeah. Don't call her a Don't call her a bitch.
Claudia! What are you doing here? What? About what?
Wait, so is court not happening?
Wait, is your court case tonight?
Yeah. I think it
Yeah, I
is.
think so.
Is it here?
Train those
Or is it in the other country?
No. I don't. Actually, I don't fucking know.
Hmm. Yeah, because that's why I came down here.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Hmm.
pretty sure. I don't
Wait, you
fucking
talking
know.
to me about the court case?
Yeah.
What? What do you know?
I'm going to it.
Oh!
Yeah, I'm trying to be a lawyer.
Oh, I thought you had like some insider information or something.
No, I want to be there for you guys.
Oh, well, thank you. I guess we appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you paid for your daily pass, ma'am?
No, I have to actually do that too.
All right,
while
yeah,
I'm
we're
here.
gonna have to do that.
Yeah, all right. What's the number?
Today, why don't you go ahead and send those funds over to
Hey,
40?
Copperpot.
It's $200 for the daily pass, $500
Yeah,
for
well,
the
the
weekly
fucking
pass.
borders
If you just
aren't
want to
open yet.
step to the side, I can tell you about
the
steel
event
security
county
as well.
is-
Oh, why? What the fuck?
I don't fucking know. Coop just said use the event county, so.
Let's go. All right. See you over there.
Wait, so did you say it's in this county?
It's a whole event, I guess.
That's so long.
Yo, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate that. Very kind of you. 2 whole months. Rook went up, coming in with 11 months as well. The dude from That's So Raven is having a mental breakdown on Reddit talking about how Will Smith is controlling his girlfriend and shit. What the fuck? Let me take a look. Where's this at? I'm just gonna Google That's So Raven. News. Oh yeah, Orlando Brown. Right, of course. This is from like a week ago, dude. Wait a minute. You're telling me this guy is having a mental breakdown? I don't fucking believe you, dude. I don't believe you at all. You're telling me this guy's having a mental breakdown? I do not believe you. No fucking shot. Oh no. What happened to Orlando Brown, man? I bet Raven didn't see this shit. God damn. Woo! That's a rough mugshot.
That's so long.
He's in and out of rehab and shit. For what? Let me see. Legal issues. Domestic battery, obstruction, drug possession with intent to sell. Why are you selling drugs? Meth. Looks like meth. Sucks. Where'd this happen? Poor guy. He's confidently called Michael Jackson and Will Smith his biological fathers. And he's saying that both celebrities have sexually assaulted him. Huh. All right, Orlando Brown. Child stars always grow up so bad. You know, those Harry Potter kids are doing all right. Good for them. Not Emma. She's doing fine. She's nuts. No, she's not. What's wrong with her? Oh, Seffi. She's a feminist, so she's nuts, right? Real good, Seffi. Real fucking good. Real fucking good, dude. Ah! What the fuck? Oh shit, this is it. This is death. Uh-oh. You bring Molotovs in the courtroom. I don't think so. Ah! Ah! You see this shit?
Why don't we get cool storms like this all the time?
This
No?
fucking is terrifying. I hate this.
I fucking love this shit. It's so
Why? What the hell's wrong with you? Sha! Is it fucked up inside? What the fuck, dude? Was that Crane?
No, it's Copperpot. We gotta talk to Crane and Paramore.
All right, where the fuck damn are they?
Crane's here. He's just getting food. So I don't know what I'm supposed to say on the stand here, because that video that we posted is evidence.
Yep.
That sure as fuck does not look like the police drugged me. It looks like I got out of the car and just immediately had a seizure.
No, that was later. They took you and then they drugged you.
Did they? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, that's actually what happened.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
Here's
I
the
just don't
thing.
remember because the seizure knocked me out, you know?
Here's the thing, team. We don't even have to lie because they actually fucked up.
Okay. Well,
We don't actually have to lie this court case, all right? So that's pretty good.
Well, I
It was
believe.
actually surprisingly comforting coming from you, Mr. Steele.
Well, can we? You know, I had
Well,
a
I'm glad
seizure
you're
and then I was
comforted.
drugged up, so I was real knocked out. Can we get just a rundown on what happened?
Yeah,
'Cause
why
I, you know, I don't remember that much.
Could we go inside? Because I cannot hear shit over there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. Looks cool though, right?
Really cool.
Kind of flooded the building though.
Damn leak in the roof. I wonder if the actual.
Are you fucking sucking my dick right now? Catch me!
Yeah, it's a bit moist in here.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah, the outfit does look like the winner. Hop. How's it going, Crane?
Yeah, it's going pretty good. How are you doing, Mr.
I'm
Steele?
fine, just fine. Ready to paycheck here.
Yeah, I'm ready for the same. We're gonna split it up to where Julia's gonna question you guys and Miss Tessa if she shows up, and I'm gonna tear into Ripley and the other two officers.
Hey, let me ask you something. How bad is terrorism?
Terrorism's pretty fucking bad. Like 15 years and probably about $35,000 to $100,000 bad.
All right, would it be against your ethics to represent someone in terrorism case?
I've already represented someone in a terrorism case, so
Oh, all right, fantastic, good.
yeah, I already popped the cherry on that one. So nothing you
Alright.
can do will surprise me too much.
Well, alrighty then.
I actually had a young man calling me earlier saying he was going to blow up Parsons.
Really? Who said that?
I did not get his name, and I told him that I was the person he called after he did it, not before.
Chomsky, can you please not promote other people's streams in my chat? Thank you.
What the hell are they doing? By the way, Officer Bass will not be here. What with the whole being an ICU thing?
He's in ICU again?
Yeah, apparently. I heard about it somewhat last minute, so.
All right.
I'm also not entirely sure who is representing the police officers on this, because Splainer filed a motion to dismiss the case. That motion got denied, and then he never appointed a district attorney.
Splinter's just
So
like,
the cops might be
"Fuck
stuck representing
this."
themselves, which would be fucking hilarious.
Oh, that'd be good. Splainer
mean,
wanted
they,
no parts in this, I guess.
I mean, they couldn't even identify their own police officers when they had impersonators, so I'm interested to see how they hold themselves
Impersonators,
up
I
in
like that. I'm gonna scream that at one point.
court. It's Judge Ardson. You can probably get away with it at least one time before you get contempt.
Mhm.
If it was Kachi, I'd say no, but how's it going, Officer Knight?
Hey, Brian.
Hey,
Goldilocks
what is
looking
this court
bitch.
case about?
This is the case in relation to the police impersonators who Officer Ripley was performing a stop on the plaintiffs. They interjected in a police vehicle.
You know what report number?
There was not a report number. No, nobody bothered
fantastic.
writing a report about
Not
this.
guilty.
So it's not a criminal case, Brian.
Yeah, it's not a criminal case.
It's a civil case.
Oh. I'm sorry, are you suing us or are we suing you?
Oh, I'm suing
no,
you.
no. Yeah, the
Okay.
plaintiffs are suing
how
you
much
guys.
is
Suing
it?
the fuck out of you.
The amounts claimed were
Oh, this is the bullshit about like how your car got impounded.
well, I mean, it
No,
got
Brian.
feloniously stolen by 3 police impersonators while you guys just kind of stood there and helped, more or less.
Brian, that case already fucking happened.
I think they wanted 150,000.
Yeah, Mr. Steele's claiming about 56.
I guess blonde hair
56,
dye really does
750.
make you more retarded.
Wow.
Well, you know, I
It's current year.
am
You can't
busy
say that.
with a lot of investigations, Jordan. Okay.
Mhm.
It's called you know, I'm picking and choosing what I work on.
You're picking and choosing what you remember.
Yeah. Well, you know, I deal with a lot, Jordan. All right. I'm a lot busier than I imagine you ever were as a cop. And so I would hope you'd understand, but you wouldn't be able to.
Why wouldn't I be able to? You just said yourself that I was a cop.
You were a cop that didn't really do much for the force, quite frankly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know, when I first got into investigations, I told myself, man, Jordan Steele, look at all these investigations he's into. And then I realized when I look back at that where I was and where you were and where I am now.
Yep.
Just, I don't think you'd understand, sir.
Well, you know, Brian, it's funny that you say that because, you know, everyone has access to the docket. And frankly, I don't really see any cases that you've brought onto the docket pending right now.
Man, you mean
so
like
are you busy
the
doing
serial killer
investigations
that killed
or are you
26
busy doing
individuals?
meth with Francis?
Now in Boldingbrook Penitentiary, yeah.
Is there a case on that? Is there a case on the docket for that?
You know, it's
Is there?
unknown at this moment. You'll see it soon.
That sounds exactly like my kind of
All
claim.
right. Good job,
How you doing,
Brian.
Copperpot?
Yeah, one case. You're right.
Awful.
You are busy. I shouldn't have pressed you. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
You're busy with that one case. I got it.
Brian, I'd save some of that fire for the opening statement because I'm not sure you're actually going to have a representative on this one.
All right.
No, I
Well,
think
I'm just going to say not guilty and
Explainer,
give him some money and we can get out of here.
I think it's showing
Oh,
up.
beautiful.
what do you call it? Splainers in the city.
Spend more time at your desk,
Splinter's
less
around?
time at the salon.
Fantastic. I didn't know if he was actually coming because he never filed an entry of appearance. He just filed a motion to dismiss and then
Well, they
Mike
didn't
dropped.
offer
So.
any witness list either, so they can only ask to, what do you call it? Recall.
Yeah, that's
So,
probably all that they're planning on doing.
Do you know what order you want to do this in? Because I would want it to be Jordan, police officers, then Nettie and Copperpot.
That is
that's
exactly what I was going to
that's
suggest.
perfect. Yep.
Wait,
All right,
does-
so
where does
Mr.
Tessa
Steele,
come
you
into
are.
this? Is she even in this?
Miss Tessa listed her availability and said that she would be able to make this time,
She's
but
in
I
the city
haven't.
as well.
Fantastic.
Where's Ardson?
That's a great question. Oh, he's having issues with the train. I just got an email from him actually.
So basically, Jordan will lay down the whole story, then we'll have the police officers give their excuses, and then Nettie and Copperpot last to explain how she was drugged. While all of them were standing there watching.
I mean, yeah, there's a video, so I
Honestly, I would.
I
I would
think you have
throw.
to ask us too much.
I would throw Tessa at the back end just because of how innocent she is. So her, firsthand account of everything that took place.
Yes. Bass is her father, and he was also wondering why they didn't write a police report about this.
Bass is unfortunately not going to be able to make it.
Oh no, I figured that. No.
What's going on?
I want to put the food down, but
So,
it might get a little
where,
wet.
We're about to be so
Dan?
fucking rich.
where in this,
Oh, thank God.
Jesus fucking Christ, I hate these goddamn banisters. Where,
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna need you to explain a timeline to me here.
guess
You,
not.
listen, it's the. I feel like the more confused you are, the better. You were drugged.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, he's gonna go get him.
Well, they're gonna.
Tess, if you need food, I
Never
grabbed
mind.
some.
Okay.
Well, what do you need to know? What do you need to know?
Oh,
At what fucking
no,
point
I'm so sorry.
was I
forgot.
drugged?
I'm so
Like
sorry.
at the hospital when
No.
they took me?
All we know is they took you and you were drugged,
Check again. Check the bottom one there.
and then you were brought back to us and you were fucked up. You never went. We took you to the hospital.
The non-fat animal fat oil that it was fried.
I don't think you.
I mean, there was
it's
an
probably.
ambulance that showed up on scene. What's that for?
How do we even know if they were real?
That's a good point.
Who's to say? I don't know.
I just want a fucking milkshake. Jesus Christ.
Tessa,
You can get just a milkshake delivered.
remember
Is
when
that
I
weird?
saw you
Hey,
at the
Tessa.
police thing we're
Yeah, I
having this
remember.
court case about, and you remember what happened?
Well, yeah, I think so.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us your account of that night?
Well, I was in the back of that police cruiser when you guys got pulled over for your,
How long were you in the back of that car?
like a minute.
Damn.
Okay, who needs food? Because I
All right,
went
well,
and
that
bought a
makes
lot.
sense then. All right, thank you for
I do, Claudia.
substantiating my story.
All right,
Bring
so
me a
I bought a
milkshake?
lot of food. There you go. No, there's
I
money
think
shots.
this one's pretty
Oh,
cut
we're
and
winning
dry
this
for you
shit.
guys. I don't think you gotta worry too much.
I think
Tessa,
Ardson's.
you didn't
I think
go for any
Ardson's
money.
pissed.
The main thing I need you to make
No,
sure
I
you
didn't get
talk
hurt.
about is how the police did not explain why
Oh,
they decided to seize your property and search you.
I think
Might
Ardson's
want
pissed.
to make sure that you're talking a little quieter.
Milkshakes.
Okay.
I am so very confused by what I am seeing here. Words cannot begin to
No, no,
explain.
you're
Unusual
good,
that they
you're
won't expect.
Yeah, yeah.
The court will hear this case.
Just
Motion to
as long
dismiss
as
is
you make
denied
sure
at
you
this
Sorry
time.
that you guys.
One in the fact that
I was
they
very
did this, they
injured.
didn't give you an
after
explanation.
that
There was
Yeah, I
no
think,
support telling you what really happened.
I think Ardson might
It's
be
real
pissed.
bad.
Alrighty. Sorry about that, everybody. The train conductor couldn't figure out if he was coming or going and find his ass with two hands and a flashlight. Kept counting me down from a minute.
Those
Over
damn
and
drug
over and over
addict
again.
train conductors.
No, he was being a son of a bitch. He'd be like, all right, everybody, 1 minute, and then be like, all right, and I'd take
All
my
right.
seat. And then
I also
he'd be
don't
like,
think that we're gonna
okay,
have.
everybody, another minute,
I don't think
another
Officer
minute. Be like,
Pratt's
"You
gonna be
son
here
of a
either.
bitch." And then he decided
Sorry,
to take
what?
a coffee break.
I
I don't
can't
think
hear
that
you.
Officer
Mark.
Pratt is gonna.
Well, coffee breaks are
Union
important.
coffee
I don't think
breaks,
Officer Pratt will be
Yep.
here either.
All right.
I cannot hear you. Like, you're really low for me.
What?
I said you're really low for me.
He sounds fine.
Oh,
What about everybody
yeah,
else?
I know, I'm
I-
trying to make
No,
you louder in
I
my
think
head.
she was talking to Crane.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Would
Yeah.
you get it? Take those for her?
Oh, well, if you
Hey,
have a
Ripley.
sidebar comment, please whisper.
Ripley, there's food out there. for you.
Sorry.
Nice.
No, I
Hey,
was
Dan,
saying I
you
don't think
traitor
that,
pussy.
Pratt's gonna be here.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Traitor Pussy. Dan's here?
Yeah.
Mr. District Attorney, are you prepared?
We should kill Dan.
Yes,
We
Your
should
Honor, yes,
commit
I am.
premeditated
Uh,
murder on Dan.
Yeah.
I believe Officer Bass is going to be making it, and with his absence, yes, we're good to go.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Officer Bass was one of your witnesses, right?
He was not. He was.
He was a a plaintiff's witness.
All right, I'm gonna.
Yes, Your Honor, he was one of our witnesses.
I want to be
but,
sharp.
I don't think
I want to be
that
sharp for this one,
he
boys.
and I don't see Officer Pratt in the courtroom, but I think with Officer Knight and Officer Ripley, we can still make our points.
All right, very well, very well. All right, Mr. Crane, you are prepared to proceed then?
I'm ready to go if my co-counsel is, Your Honor.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, very good. Then we'll get this underway, and if the other two show up, fantastic. And if they don't, then we'll deal with that as necessary. All right, order in the court, order in the court. I'm calling these proceedings into order. I once again give my heartfelt apologies for being a few minutes late. I was having it out with the train conductor. He's a son of a bitch, and I will probably beat him with a stick later. We are here to hear the arguments of Steele et al. Versus the LSPD. Herein named to be Officers Pred, Knight, Ripley, and Bass. Statement of claim is as such. On or about Wednesday, April 18th, 2020, plaintiffs were pulled over by Senior Officer Jack Ripley and 3 unknown individuals driving a marked Los Santos Police Department cruiser with Miss Tessa Lamb handcuffed in the backseat, wearing what appeared to be Los Santos Police Department uniform. Senior Officer Ripley and unknown individuals proceeded to perform a felony stop on plaintiff's vehicle, pulling firearms and ordering them out of the vehicle. During this situation, officers Knight and Pratt arrived on scene and later joined by Senior Officer Bass. Although some officers expressed concern as to the identities of these 3 unknown individuals, the officers negligently proceeded to allow these unknown individuals to complete this felony stop and in fact assisted in placing plaintiffs into custody, drugging and poisoning plaintiff Copperpot, and allowing these 3 unknown individuals to enter the vehicle owned by plaintiff Steele and drive it away to be allegedly impounded. That is that is the complaint that is before the court today. I'm going to remind everybody this is a
Yeah, they're
civil hearing and
fucked.
not a criminal one. Therefore, we do not we go by different evidentiary standard. It is a preponderance of evidence and not beyond a reasonable doubt. Absolutely no criminal charges are stemming from this. Nobody's going to jail today, ladies and gentlemen, unless of course you get held in contempt inside my courtroom. So it's possible somebody might go to jail at the end of this, given who I've got in front of me. Either way.
Yeah, Nettie
What
and
we are
Tessa.
looking to do here is to ascertain a few things. 1, whether or not
Behave yourself.
damage was done to the plaintiffs, and then 2, whether or not the defendants are fiduciarily culpable or financially culpable. Whichever, it's the same damn thing. That being said, plaintiff like to give their opening argument, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, people of the court, we are here to present and outline how the LSPD participated in violating our client's Fourth Amendment right. The United States Constitution prohibits unreasonable searches and seizures and requires any search warrants to be judicially substantiated and supported by probable cause. On April 8th, not only did they watch and they allowed 3 unknown individuals unlawfully detain our clients, search and seize their property, and even drug one of our clients. They also willfully participated in these unlawful acts. Although the officers questioned the identities of these unknown individuals at the scene, or if they were even law enforcement, they allowed them to leave with our client's vehicle and their possessions. Whether out of negligence, malice, or embarrassment, they did try to sweep this all under the rug by releasing them without
She does sound
providing
nervous.
our clients any explanation on why their
You know why?
assets were seized.
Because
or
Jordan
even
Steele is
writing
the
a
fucking
report.
attorney maker or
Today,
breaker.
we ask that the LSPD be held accountable for these unjust actions. Thank you.
That's why.
All right, District Attorney Splana.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, people of the court, the plaintiff is attempting to sue the Los Santos Police
Oh,
Department
God, the
and named
corona!
officers here and
The
for
Rona!
actions taken on April 8th,
No!
2020,
I got
in which
it!
3 people who are not sworn officers, however, were wearing equipment suggesting that they were and driving a vehicle suggesting that they were performing police actions unlawfully. The officers assumed that these were other fellow officers who were in their commission of their duties and thus assisted in the commission of their duties.
Okay.
And it is very
I don't know about that,
confusing to the
Splater.
district attorney's office as to why the plaintiff is seeking damages against the officers who were summarily hoodwinked, and just as the plaintiffs were, instead of the people who are actually culpable, in which if they had submitted a FOIA request, they would know who the actual defendants of this case should be and who actually stole their items, including the 87 gold bars listed under general damages. Thank you, Your Honor.
This is actually interesting. I think that this case will set a
All right.
precedence.
Plaintiff may call your first witness.
We're going to be calling Jordan Steele.
All right, Mr. Steele, please step forward.
Fun is canceled. Yeah, dude, being robbed is really.
Right, sir, raise
fucking
your
fun.
left hand, please. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury, so help you airborne?
I swear to God, and airborne.
Witness has been sworn in, Your Honor.
All right, you may proceed.
How are you, Mr. Steele?
Oh, I'm nervous. I'm scared. I don't know if any officer in here is real or not, or if I'm about to be robbed. So I'm very on edge.
That is perfectly understandable. Do you want to take us through what happened on April 8th before you were stopped?
It was a calm night. It had, been dark for a few hours by now. We were driving around listening to Bob Seger.
Objection, narrative.
You know, I really wish you would have said this when the question was asked there, Mr. District Attorney.
It's a dual-headed objection, Your Honor. It can be done during testimony or during the question.
Oh,
my
holy shit!
God.
You don't say.
Oh my God! Did you just say that to the judge?
Do you presume to teach me how things are
Oh
done?
my
Mr. Springer?
God!
I'm just saying, if you know the question is going to call for narrative, you might as well go ahead and object to it right away. Other way, you are sustained, and I'll thank you, sir, to keep your tongue in check around me.
All right. Mr. Steele, were you driving your own car when this occurred?
Yes.
And do you know the reason why you were stopped?
No, off the top of my head, I'm not too sure. Actually, no, wait, I do remember. I remember. We were coming up on a green light there, and I accidentally, just a touch, all right? There's a car, it was a police officer's car, and it was at the green light. It was stopped, all right? And I was driving, all right? I'd seen the green light, and I just a touch, I rear-ended it a little bit.
Did you attempt to run?
No.
So basically, after you got hit, you just waited.
Objection leading.
I can rephrase.
Go ahead
What
and rephrase.
did you do after you hit?
I said, "Oh shit!" The car, the police car turned its lights on, and then it, pulled us over.
All right, and is that when they started to perform Officer Ripley perform the felony stop on you?
Objection leading.
Overruled. That's a yes and no question.
Yes.
Understood.
Which I thought was weird because ex-police officer Jordan Steele, I was like, well, it was the other unit that had called for a felony stop, and then Ripley just kind of went with it.
And do you know who was a part of that unit?
Which unit?
The one that called for the felony stop.
No, I still don't know who those guys were.
So these were the three unknown individuals.
Yes.
Right, and after you got out of the car, what happened?
Well, like I said, they performed a felony stop, which again, I thought was weird. Usually felony stops are reserved for felonies, not simple traffic accidents. But they got us out of the car. They handcuffed us. They handcuffed me, and put me off to the side.
Correct. And did they handcuff Machete?
I don't remember. Like I said, they just kind of took me away from the whole thing. My back was turned during that time. My back was turned.
Right. And you have done felony stops, and this was
Oh yeah.
normal or unusual?
It was unusual. Everything about it was weird. There were 3 units in one car, which is against SOPs, at least during my time it was. And again, felony stops are actually in Academy, when they did Academy, it was, they made it very clear that felony stops are for felonies. I mean, it's pretty much a whole day we went over felony stops.
All right. 1 second, sorry. All right. And did they proceed to seize your items?
Yep.
And what did you have on you and in your car?
I had 87 gold bars.
Right. And the reason you had the gold bars?
Well, I mean, we all see what's going. I mean, listen, I saw this whole economy collapsing thing happening months ago. As soon as I heard about this goddamn virus, I was like, this economy's going to shit. I'm putting all my money in gold. Fuck that.
All right. And were you aware when Officer Pred and Officer Bass came on scene.
Yeah, I was talking to him. I said, hey, I don't think these guys are cops. And they were like, yeah, we don't think that they're cops either. And I was like, all right, can you guys like do something about this? And they were like, I don't know, bro.
And which officer did search you? I'm sorry.
There's not enough
The
room
fake
for the amount
officers
of
searched
O's
me.
needed for splainer.
Right. And I believe they impounded your car. How did they do that?
I think they just drove it off.
And is that normal for the police to drive off?
Fuck no, it's not.
And after all this occurred, what happened criminally for you?
Well, I was, I was let go, obviously. I didn't actually, really do anything.
So they performed a felony stop and basically you didn't do anything. Great.
Yeah.
Is that a question?
No, that's the end of my stuff. I'm done.
Mr. District Attorney.
Alrighty, thank you, Your Honor. Alrighty. How many cars were on scene?
Honestly, at one point, I'm pretty sure there were like 6 units on scene.
Okay, and when you say units, do you mean
6
police
cars.
or
There were 6
officers?
cars on scene. Probably like 8 police officers, and then the 3 fake ones.
And the 3 fake ones, were they in a police car on their own?
They were in a police car on their own, which was identified on scene as being, I believe it was Brian's car. And that was brought up multiple times and questioned why it was come back as Brian's car.
Okay.
They also mentioned how Brian's car had been stolen an hour ago, but I don't know when connected the dots, I guess.
Okay. Did any officers announce their name and intent?
What do you mean? Like at any time? Did anyone announce their names?
As in when officers stop you and place you under arrest, they usually have to name themselves and state their intent. You know, you're under arrest, you're detained, X, Y, and Z. Did any officers do that?
Yeah, I believe Ripley yelled out during the felony stop that, oh, this is Sergeant Ripley.
Okay. And who called for the felony stop?
It was I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure. It just started happening.
Okay. And which officer took you to the side?
It was the fake officers put me in handcuffs, and then the real officers, Bass and Pred, stood with me for a while, and I pleaded for them to help, and they just didn't.
Okay. And who seized your items in car?
I don't know. Oh, they drove my car away. I don't really know who stole my shit.
Okay.
Someone did.
And you stated that the gold was a transaction of you essentially solidifying all of your liquid assets. Do you have a transaction record of that?
No, I don't have any receipts.
Okay. Can you prove where the gold came from?
Well, gold usually comes from rivers and shit.
Okay. I think that's a good enough answer for what I was looking for. So how did the officers who remained on scene respond to your car being impounded?
How did they respond?
Yes.
Yeah, they just kind of like let it all happen while I was telling them that this is kind of fucked up, bro.
Okay. And after you were released, what did the officers do?
Nothing.
Did they just sit there? They didn't drive off, didn't do anything. It just sat there, didn't do anything literally.
Well, they left, and not only did they leave, they left me with a Copperpot who had been drugged, only for us to take her to the hospital.
Okay. Did any of these officers seem malicious or targeting you in any way?
Yes. Yeah, fuck these motherfuckers. They always seem like they're fucking targeting me. Anytime I fire a fucking gun, it's a goddamn 2-hour-long investigation.
Okay. Which officers on this particular scene seems that they were malicious or targeting you?
Honestly, at this point, I just feel like they all are.
Okay, understood. I have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Redirect. Yes, no, maybe.
No.
No.
We're good.
How about we're all set, Your Honor? That'd be nice.
We're all set, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Much better.
Thank
I
you,
have
Your
no
Honor.
intentions to recall this witness, Your Honor.
Very good. Mr. Steele, you may step down. Mind
Thank
the glass, sir.
Oh. Dan, you got some eyeliner on. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they determined it's his constitutional right to be both goth and DOC, so he's allowed to wear that now.
It's a protected class.
That was good, huh?
The plaintiffs would call
Real good.
Senior
That
Officer
was
Jack
good.
Ripley to the stand.
You don't think we're getting the money?
Senior Officer
You're
Ripley,
out of
please
your
make your way
goddamn
forward.
mind. The fact that I had mentioned how we asked them for help and they
Swear
didn't
to tell the
fucking
truth,
do
the whole
anything while
truth,
we
and
were
nothing
getting
but the
robbed.
truth. So help you airborne.
I
Under
do.
penalty of perjury. So help you airborne.
I do.
Witness has been sworn in, Your Honor.
Very well.
Yeah, the video is in evidence.
All right, sir, will you please state your name and occupation for the record?
Yes, sir. My name is Jack Ripley. I'm a senior officer at the Los Santos Police Department, K-9 Division.
They're gonna say sue Choi
Thank you,
again.
Senior
Well, we
Officer
could, but we can
Ripley.
also
Were
sue
you
these
on
guys.
duty on or about
They,
April 8th,
you realize that they
2020?
can't just sit by and let us get robbed and help them, right?
Okay, and on that date, did you pull over a vehicle owned
They
by
helped.
Plaintiff
They
Jordan
helped
Steele?
in the fucking felony stop. They literally
I did
helped you
participate in
guys.
such a stop,
You
yes, sir.
realize that they can't help people
Okay,
commit
did you
crimes.
initiate that stop, or
Hello?
was that stop initiated by another unit?
Yeah, they're
That
literally
stop was,
accessories.
initiated by another unit, sir.
Honestly, we probably could push criminal
Okay.
charges.
Were you able to identify the unit that initiated that stop?
Could you in what manner, sir?
I mean, did you have their badge number? Did you have radio communications with them, or even first or last name?
Yes, sir. Several of them identified them by name, department, and rank, but those names were all false.
Did you know those names were false at the time?
I did not know at the time, sir.
How long have you been with the Los Santos Police Department, Officer Ripley?
I was hired by the Blaine County Sheriff's Office in November 2017 and then transferred to the LSPD in 2019.
Okay, so between the unified departments, would you say approximately a little over 2.5 years?
That would be accurate, sir.
Okay. How do you know
Police
the
do not have
names
constitutional
of most
duty
of
to
your
protect.
fellow officers?
No, the issue is
Objection,
they
this is
helped
creation
with
of
the
material
crime.
fact.
It goes to the witness's personal knowledge as to whether or not he is able to easily ascertain and identify his fellow
Which they
officers.
definitely can't do that.
May I rebut, Your Honor?
I'll hear it.
Your Honor, the counselor is trying to create the material fact that Officer Ripley should know the name and badge number of every other officer, sheriff, deputy, otherwise marshal on duty.
I mean,
I'm not asserting that he should. I'm asking whether he does, Your Honor.
I'm going to allow this.
Ooh.
You're overruled, sir.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
Could you repeat the question, Mr. Crane?
I'll do my best to repeat it the same way. It's been a minute. Do you know most of the individuals that you work with on a first or last name basis, or by badge number?
Could you specify what you mean by that you work with?
Who are employed with the Blaine County Sheriff's Office and or the Los Santos Police Department?
Certainly not, sir.
Fair enough. Do you maintain radio communications with all individuals within both departments while on duty?
Objection, relevance.
It goes to whether or not Officer Ripley could have identified those individuals as working with him at the time.
Overruled. It is well known that PD share common radio.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
Man, Crane is quick, dude.
Yeah, overruled meaning I should answer the question, Your Honor?
Yeah,
or-
you're gonna need to answer that one.
He's
sir.
quick.
Yes, sir. While on patrol in the city, we break up into task forces and do communicate with other officers in the city routinely, sir.
Okay. And did you have radio communications with the individuals who initiated that traffic stop?
Please get him on retainer. I've tried to do that.
I did not have radio communications with those persons, sir.
Okay. How did you come to know that that traffic stop was being conducted?
While I was waiting at the traffic lights and I was rear-ended by the vehicle being driven by Mr. Steele, I was side by side with this other cop car, sir. So they witnessed the crime closer than you and I are standing right here. So while I was still recovering from the rather severe collision, much more severe than Mr. Steele's statements would indicate, they initiated the traffic stop and asked me for assistance conducting it.
All right. And
Crime.
just to clarify for the court's records, what would have been the purpose of this traffic stop?
Severe rear end, potentially drunk driving, possible hit and run.
I pulled over.
Okay. Would you classify this as a... hold on one second. How many individuals were inside of the police cruiser that assisted you in making this stop?
I believe there were 3 officers inside of the police vehicle.
Okay. Is it common for 3 officers to ride together in one police unit?
The question is it common? No, sir, it is not common.
Okay. What were the individuals inside of that car wearing?
They're wearing uniforms similar to the one I'm wearing, Los Santos Police Department uniform, patrol uniform.
Okay. How did that traffic stop proceed? Was it just your standard traffic stop, or was it a felony stop?
It was conducted as a felony traffic stop, sir.
Okay. Did you make the determination that it should proceed as that, or was that determined by someone else?
That was determined by one of the other officers on scene, indicating that they were a sergeant.
All right. And can you briefly explain to this court what a felony stop is exactly?
Yes, sir. A felony stop is conducted when one of the officers on scene has reason to believe that a felony has been or is about to be committed by a person in the vehicle, and would like the stop to be handled with extra precautions for the safety of the officers involved and the general public.
In your professional opinion, was a felony stop warranted for a rear-end accident?
If that was specifically the stated reason, then no. But I was not given the full context of the reason. I was simply asked to assist with the felony stop.
What happened?
Earlier that evening, had you pulled over plaintiff Jordan Steele?
I do not believe so.
That is a
but I could
hard
be
yes.
mistaken. I don't remember every minor traffic incident that occurs in this common shift.
Yeah, that's understandable. All right, so as the felony stop proceeded and individuals are ordered out, who handcuffed plaintiff Jordan Steele?
I remember the officer to my left. He identified himself as Sergeant Richardson. He placed Mr. Steele into handcuffs.
Did Sergeant Richardson also search plaintiff Steele?
He, after moving him to the rear of the police vehicles, as is our common felony stop, he conducted a search of his person. Yes.
Okay. Was Jordan Steele's vehicle impounded or taken from the scene?
To my knowledge, I believe it may have been. I was busy with a woman who was suffering potentially life-threatening medical condition, so my attention was preoccupied with her at the time.
Okay, and what happened to that woman?
When she was ordered out of the vehicle on the felony stop, she was obviously in physical distress. Her skin was pale. She was almost foaming from the mouth and looked panicked. She collapsed, and then that's when I created a small perimeter around her. I separated her from the felony stop, called in medical assistance, and waited till they arrived on scene, and then organized her medical care with an EMT.
Okay. Did you have any interactions with this woman before she exited the vehicle or fell out of the vehicle?
I did not, sir.
Okay. Do you know who handcuffed plaintiff Machete?
I'm not sure exactly who handcuffed Nettie, sir.
Okay. Do you know who searched Nettie?
I do not. I believe that happened somewhere else while I was preoccupied. Probably one of the.
You know, it might be worth
other
mentioning that
officers on
we can
scene,
literally see
even,
other units on our GPS.
To the car to my left.
Okay. And is plaintiff Copperpot the
You
young woman
can't
you were referring to
argue that
before who had
as
medical issues?
mechanics.
What?
I believe so. Yes. Yes.
We can
Okay.
ask, but they might.
At
go
any
after
point
us
during this stop, did
mechanics.
you question the
I mean,
legitimacy or
it's
authority of the three individuals who
tool
were in that three-man police unit?
No, I mean.
Powerful?
I
We
can imagine
use it in
I mean,
RP. What do you
their
mean?
authority?
I
Meaning
mean,
the
we
rank
use it
or-
just normally, you know.
Yeah, let's.
Sure.
We can start with the
Oh,
rank.
right,
You said
right,
one of them
right,
identified
right.
themselves as a sergeant,
No,
after
I'll
all.
tell.
Yes, sir. Initially, I
I'll tell Crane.
might be
conducted the
worth
felony stop, but when an
Yeah, that's how
officer
they
of
find cops that
superior
get kidnapped.
rank indicates as
Exactly.
such,
It's not
the
like
actual
that's
scene of
that's
the
not.
stop is not the time or place to.
It's
question
it's
it.
it's
It's
used in
later behind
RP.
closed doors. So once he identified himself as a sergeant and I recognized him to be my superior officer, I conducted the stop as he was instructing me to.
Between the Blaine County Sheriff's Office and the Los Santos Police Department, how many sergeants are employed?
Staffing is tough. When I was chief of police in June, we had 176 officers in the Los Santos Police Department. We had another 40 up in Sandy Shores, 12 in Paleto Bay, on top of 8 full-time park rangers headed by Conan Clarkson. It's tough to say exactly how many sergeants due to
Might not
rotations,
understand.
retirements, new hires coming in, transfers. I would estimate probably around a dozen, maybe between 12 and 20 at any time.
Okay. Are you personally familiar with the majority of these individuals who are your superiors?
No, I would not say so. I come to be familiar with the ones that are on my shift on a daily basis, but shifts rotate, staffing changes. You meet new
All right.
people all the time.
I need a 10-minute recess. Court is in recess.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Crane.
Crane. Jordan
Figured it
wants you
out.
to bring up the GPS trackers that they all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my last question for him.
Yeah, I think that's the gotcha.
Yeah, I was going to use the GPS trackers last. I already brought up the radio, so.
Nice.
Hey,
I you know what, Crane? I knew you thought of that.
So, how are we playing the whole Jordan said he took me to the hospital and Ripley just said EMS showed up?
They
Yeah.
they showed up, but we did take her to the hospital, right?
No, you didn't.
Oh fuck, I thought we did.
I mean, it's been, what, a month at this point? And just say that he misremembered. It's not like he's going back up on the stand to contradict it, so.
It's not like we actually have EMS here.
Yeah,
True.
and frankly, the way that she arrived in EMS care is kind of irrelevant, so.
And to be fair, Ripley wasn't the only officer around me. The other 3 fake officers were first, so we
their
don't know
whole
what
thing
they did
is
before Ripley came up.
they think that we're supposed to be suing the fake cops, right? And they're not.
Yeah.
But
Their entire argument is that we should be suing whoever those fake police officers were, but at the end of the day, they're the ones who...
They
fake
helped.
police officers, I mean, you would have them on, larceny of property and assault and things like that. The Fourth Amendment claim is completely against the police officers.
Excuse me.
No, it's basically they did
messed
not
up
make a
badly.
police report. They didn't even search for these other people.
Yeah.
Wait, did these other guys even get arrested?
No.
I spoke to Bass, and he basically said there's no police report for this when I asked him for it.
Oh, so they don't even know who did this shit.
No, they didn't search for the person. After they left the scene, they just let them leave.
Yeah, my understanding from listening to from what Splainer told me is I guess the individuals who were also dressed as police officers were arrested later in the evening, but honestly, literally all those people would have to do is say we're different fake cops than the ones that pulled you over.
Yeah.
That's it. So, I mean, that's kind of a loser of a case.
Also, it's more that it's not even so much that they stood by and watched it happen. It's that they literally helped, right? Like they're actually accessories.
Yeah, the fact that they're accessories and the fact that, like I said, a Fourth Amendment claim has to be brought against the government, which is why we're bringing it this way.
Could we
so
we do
long.
criminal charges on this as well?
Only the DA's office can do criminal charges, unfortunately. Yep, that's prosecutorial discretion at its finest.
Could we ask?
Well, considering they didn't even bring charges against Ripley when he stabbed Buddha in a hospital bed, I'm going to assume that they're not going to do it.
those fuckers really aren't here for the people. I'm starting to think they're here for the PD.
Well, selectively here for the PD. As long as they like you.
All right, so how do I beef up my claim of damages? You know, I was handcuffed and then I was put in a trunk 2 or 3 times. God.
Wait, you were put in a trunk?
Yeah.
Put in a trunk? Jesus Christ! I just thought they put you in a car.
No,
Yeah, they
Which
did.
office-
They had no idea what they were doing. They didn't
Which officer
know.
was around you when you were put in the trunk?
Ripley?
Oh yeah, mention that. Sergeant
You
Ripley,
were
is it
also
normal
accused
for
of doing drugs with me, Nettie.
Sorry, Tessa?
You were also accused of doing drugs with me.
Oh, that's right. And I was really upset about that.
Are you gonna ask Ripley if it's normal for officers to put people in trunks?
Tessa,
I
what
am
did-
adding to my line of questioning
Did
right
they
now.
put you in the back
That's good.
seat or a
That's good.
trunk?
Just make him look like a
I was
fucking
never in a
idiot.
trunk. I was accused of being in your trunk for some reason, even though I was pulled out of the back seat of the police car.
Like if you paint a,
hell?
you know, I feel like it's easy to paint a picture of there's no fucking possible way that this guy could have actually thought they were police
I've been trying to
officers.
catch you in the city, but I haven't.
Like it's
How did
actually
you end
there's
up in the back
no
of the
fucking
police
way,
car?
right? I feel like it's super easy to paint that picture.
Well, basically, I was picked up at the parking lot in Benny's. They accused me of illegal parking, and then they accused me of drug dealing, and then they detained me after I requested a lawyer. They put me in handcuffs, they didn't Mirandize me, and I was in the back seat of the police cruiser on the way what I assumed to be Mission Row. And
For Ripley is normally not fun.
they,
Yeah, but here's the thing, I got
that's when
robbed.
Mr. Steele had the car accident with
Like they took my fucking they took all my guns and shit. Need to get that money back,
I'm
baby.
not entirely sure what they were going to do with me before that happened, so honestly, Mr. Steele, I guess I should probably thank you for saving me from whatever was about to happen.
Oh, hey, you know what? You're welcome.
Goddamn hero.
See, I am a goddamn hero.
He ended up not getting
Ripley
anything
also did pull
stolen
you
or
over like
anything
10
like
minutes
that,
before
so-
that. He knew you
Yeah,
didn't have any
Ripley,
warrants,
especially
so
if
he
since
knew
your
he shouldn't have
father
been doing a
showed up.
felony stop.
Well, he's talking
Yeah.
about goddamn hit and run. I pulled
Wish
over.
he could be here today to defend himself, but
The fuck is he talking about? Potential hit and run. How's it a potential hit and run when someone pulled the fuck over?
Father, out of all of them,
I
I
know.
believe he's the best one. Because he was the only one who questioned why there wasn't a police report done for all of us.
Hey, you know what, Tessa? Unbanned from the lot. There you go.
really?
Yeah, I'm proud of you. It looks like that you've sobered up. You've gotten clean. Good job.
Ah,
Just stay off
thanks
the
so
pipe
much.
and you can stay on the lot.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
Oh man,
Just write that down.
one band.
I'll get that in the. I'm getting that in the sheet right now.
As long as
thank
she,
you.
if she looks like she's using again, though, let me know and we'll ban her.
But as far as what happened after, I got taken away from the whole situation.
Sorry.
Halfway through, and
Ooh.
I didn't see what happened after, or I would have made more of an effort to talk to the police about what happened.
Hopefully Ardson's okay.
Who took you away from the scene?
It was my dad and my cousin Johnny Devine.
Okay.
I had kind of assumed that they realized at that point that something was wrong, but I guess maybe they didn't, or it was too late, or something
Jordan?
had happened.
Danielle.
I never got to explain to you what happened to my voice.
Yeah, no. At least from what I spoke to Past.
I was,
All right, you know,
expressed
frankly,
that
Dan, I don't really give a shit about you, you traitor
almost
asshole. But I'll let
automatically
you
felt
explain
that
to
they
me.
weren't police officers.
How am I a traitor?
What do you mean? How
And
you
he
standing
expressed
there
that to
and you're
his fellow
fucking? You know how we
officers.
feel about government employees.
After lying
When
and
I was
telling us that you
talking
weren't
to,
DOC.
You're not even the same person. Your voice. You're not even the same person, Dan. What the fuck happened to you?
Shotgun, Jordan.
But he was
Good.
undercover.
You're about to be
this
shot again
whole
with a
time.
shotgun,
They went on the
motherfucker.
radio, and that was when.
Don't let me
Vods
catch your ass
still
slipping,
rented
Dan.
me.
You're marked. You're a mark now, Dan. You're a fucking mark.
She knew I was hired.
Around to actually
she's
identify
okay with
who they
me.
were.
No, Dan.
Baby, what?
Honey, I knew, but I didn't know right away, and then he told me
All right,
he would
order.
give us slushies and
Bailiff,
time
can
off
you
of jail.
go and grab up everybody that might not be here?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later, Dan.
Sir, Your Honor.
You mark ass bitch.
Thank you.
You're not my mom.
That's so long.
Yeah, free slushies though. Slushies would be good, honestly. If we could do a bunch of free slushies, that'd be a good lot promotion.
Perfectly free too, just how I like everything.
Oh, I gotta tell you some shit. Ooh, yeah.
What?
Apple.
We got
If you want, you can. I'll be around tomorrow for a while.
Okay,
If you want, you
all
can
right.
wait till then. It's up to you.
Very good.
Actually, now tell me after this. I want to
Counselor,
know.
you may continue your questioning. I apologize for the
tomorrow.
The need to
Wednesday,
take a break
I mean
there.
Wednesday.
I needed to gather my thoughts on a few things and make a couple of phone calls.
Oh no, it's our thoughts get away from us sometimes. I've only got 2 or 3 more questions for Officer Ripley.
That is quite all right.
That's so
Okay,
long.
you may continue, Counselor.
All right, Officer Ripley. At any point, did you witness plaintiff Nettie being placed into the trunk of a vehicle?
In the trunk of a vehicle? No, sir, no.
Okay. And lastly, did these 3 individuals who occupied the 1 police unit, did they appear on your police radar scanner or GPS system in any way?
Say to my police scanner or GPS system?
I guess I can put some foundation to the question. Are police officer radios equipped with a GPS tracking device?
Police vehicles are, sir, yeah.
Okay. Did that particular vehicle appear on your GPS system?
No. He's fucking
I do not
lying.
recall at this time, sir. I was on foot for the majority of the situation.
Okay. You didn't note while you were side by side with the vehicle whether they appeared on your GPS system?
I did not, sir. I had just been in a rather severe car accident. My head was still spinning.
Understood. No further questions for the witness, Your Honor.
All right, the GPS is 100% tied to the radio and not the car. So,
One second, everybody. 1 second.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
you catch that, Crane?
Yeah, I'll clarify that with Knight when he goes on.
All right.
Yeah.
They might stick to the same thing, but
Well,
yeah.
if they're just straight up fucking lying about,
I'm gonna like
I
itch my
mean,
neck and shit.
Yeah, I get the feeling that
Cal,
Judge Ardson was born on a day, but he wasn't born yesterday, so he's probably going to pick up on that.
that's true, I guess.
So,
It's just I know that it might be one of those things where if you've never been in, if you're not a law enforcement officer, you might not really know how that shit works, right?
yeah,
All right,
that's perfectly fair.
So,
Alrighty. Thank you, Your Honor. Senior Officer Ripley, do you stop and identify other units during an emergency situation?
No, I do not, sir.
Okay. Is a felony stop considered an emergency situation?
It is, yes.
Okay. Do you have an obligation to render obedience to orders of a senior member of the police department?
I do, sir, yes.
Okay. Did these air quotes officers give you cause to question their identity?
yes. Hello?
There were a few things that were a little suspicious, I suppose.
They put a person in a trunk!
They were outright fraudulent, just maybe a little rough around the edges, or from a different shift, maybe.
Okay. How did these officers, air quotes officers, conduct themselves overall?
The procedure that they used when conducting the felony stop was absolutely textbook flawless, exactly like we trained them in the academy.
Okay. Was there any cause for concern in their conduct otherwise during the stop?
They mouthed off a little bit. They were a little lax in terms of their protocol when speaking with civilians. I heard some foul language, but when I did address it with one of the officers, he said he would address it with his, quote, cadet, and that he was thankful to me for bringing the foul language to his attention. He did dress him down right there on the scene and raised his voice to the cadet and told him, to get in line, and he even told him that he was going to be suspended for the rest of the day. So I was satisfied at that point.
Okay. Does a sergeant outrank you?
Yes, sir. A sergeant does outrank me.
Was there a air quotes sergeant on scene?
I believe there were two of them. I think I saw Sergeant Hunter on scene at one point, and the officer who identified himself as Sergeant Richardson.
Okay. And who initiated the felony stop?
Sergeant Richardson did, sir.
It's not really like I said. It's not game mechanics when it's literally just. I mean, like we use it to roleplay.
They were later arrested, sir. Yes.
Like it's
okay. What were they arrested for?
A number of crimes, including impersonation of a peace officer, vandalism of government property for stolen police cruisers, and attempted murder of a government employee.
Okay. Are you privy as to how they were identified as fraudulent officers later on?
They conducted a news interview with a television crew on the side of the road, and on camera they shot this news personality.
That's so long.
Within plain view of multiple other officers, who all immediately attempted to apprehend the suspects. A gunfight ensued, and all suspects were shot down, taken into custody, and fingerprinted.
Okay. Is there a document on record that positively identifies these air quotes officers?
There is, sir, yes.
Okay. Well, I have no further questions for this witness.
Redirect.
Just one or two, Your Honor. Officer Rip, hold on, let me get my notepad flipped over to the right page here. You indicated in your testimony just now that there were a few things that were a little suspicious. Can you elaborate on what those were?
One of the things I mentioned was that they had a bit of a different manner of speaking with the civilians on scene than we're used to here in the LSPD. We conduct ourselves with a level of professionalism and respect towards citizens that we are interviewing. There were a few times I heard them cursing and calling people stupid and basically talking a bit non-professionally. When I brought this up with the officer that was driving their car, identifying himself as Williamson, he assured me that he would take care of it, and I later heard him yelling at the person and told him that he was suspended for the rest of the day.
Okay. Were you able to identify the individual that he was yelling at?
I'm not sure, sir. I heard the language. I'm not sure who it was addressed at this point.
Okay. At any time did you hear either of the two individuals claiming to be sergeants using such language?
Yes. Sergeant Richardson was cursing. Yeah.
Okay, and then the fake officer Williams said he was going to suspend the sergeant.
He did. Yes.
Is it typical for an officer to suspend a sergeant?
Yes, sir. Could nobody's above discipline if they step out of line, sir.
Understood. Was there any other was there any other behavior that you found to be concerning?
Objection asked and answered.
That is a really good catch.
He said in his original testimony, Your Honor, that there were a few things, and he's once again only stated the verbiage used by these individuals. I'm just asking if there's anything else.
May I rebut, Your Honor?
I'll hear it.
The specific question that I asked was, how did these officers conduct themselves? This question has already also been asked by Counselor Crane, and Officer Ripley has answered the question 2 times now, verbatim with what he gave the first time. This question has been asked and answered.
And the door was open to ask
I
if there
really
are
don't
any
think
other
Ardson
things
is
by the
buying.
answer
I don't
given
think
by
he's going to
Officer
buy their
Ripley, who
shit,
said there
man.
were,
I really don't think
quote,
Ardson
there
is
were
going to
a few
buy
things
this.
that were a
Well,
little
fuck him.
suspicious,
Maybe
and
he
he
just
has
didn't
named only
know.
one.
I don't think so, man.
I'm gonna grant a little latitude.
I
as a
don't think
follow-up
so.
Question. Overruled.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so outside of their verbiage, Officer Ripley, was there anything else that arose suspicion?
Now that you mention it, sir, there was another
Judd
thing
too.
that seemed a little odd to me at the time, which was that
Yeah, I don't think
they,
Judd would
they
be a
seemed to
huge fan of
operating on
the
a
police
separate radio frequency
being
than,
accessories in a crime.
the rest of the Los Santos Police Department.
When do we get the video? It's in
All
evidence.
right.
He's already watched
Thank you, Officer Ripley. No further questions, Your Honor.
That was a good catch about the rankings there, Crane.
All right, thank you, Senior Officer Ripley. You may step down.
Defense has no intention to recall Officer Ripley.
Very good. Officer Ripley, should you decide to mind the glass, sir, but should you decide to,
You know,
to
Crane, you
take
could also
leave,
ask
you
Nettie
are not
about
being
the
recalled at this time.
GPS thing since she was an EMS.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, folks.
Oh, that's actually a good point.
Yep. Good.
You catch that, Julia?
Yeah. I'm writing some stuff down.
Plaintiff?
The plaintiff would call Officer Brian Knight to the stand, Your Honor.
Officer Knight, please step forward.
This guy should
Please
be
raise
judge's
your
to
left
appease
hand,
the
sir.
lawyer. No, that's
You
the
swear to
thing.
tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury.
He needs to
So
say
help you evermore?
he needs to say his
Yes.
criminal defense.
Witness has been sworn in, sir. Your Honor.
Because Pickens are kind of
Thank
slim,
very
you know.
much, officer. I'm sorry. Thank you very much, Counselor. Your turn.
Yeah, Crane needs to stay doing what he's
Sorry,
doing.
I'm just reading back through my notes of everything that Ripley just said as well.
All right. Thank you for being here tonight, Officer Knight. I know you said you've been quite busy with investigations, so it's a pleasure to have
So,
you.
Jerry.
Will you please state your name and occupation for the
Jerry
record?
and Solomon.
495 Brian Knight.
All right. How long have you been with the Los Santos Police Department?
We'll see what
Officer Knight?
stupid ass shit Brian has to say.
Well, give me a second.
All right, strong start.
Pull up my calculator.
If you'd like to provide an approximation, that's perfectly fine, Officer Knight.
About 2,400 months.
All right. And were you on
thank
duty?
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that so very much.
Absolutely, sir.
Were you on duty on or about April 8th, 2020?
I was.
Okay. And did you partake in a felony stop of a vehicle owned by Jordan Steele that evening?
I did.
No, he
All
didn't.
right. At what point did you arrive on scene for that
Did
felony
he?
stop?
I don't think he partook in the felony stop. I think he just showed
I
up
came
on
into
scene,
support,
right?
sir. So much later.
Did he? Maybe he did.
Okay.
I don't
Were
know.
the occupants of the vehicle already outside of the vehicle by the time you arrived, or were they still inside the vehicle?
I don't recall.
Okay. In your professional opinion, when is a felony stop warranted on a vehicle?
That's a very open-ended question, sir.
Okay. All right, I'll narrow it down. In a situation where a police officer's vehicle is rear-ended, is a felony stop warranted on a vehicle in your professional opinion?
Objection. That's leading.
It's a yes or no question.
There is no yes or no answer, sir. I mean,
All right,
you
Brian, hold on.
describe it as a,
Brian, Brian, hold on. Objection on the floor.
Would you like me to rebut, Your Honor?
Please do.
Okay. He is leading him to the answer as to basically downplaying the situation within the question itself, and that is leading him to to downplay the situation.
Brian's good at not answering. I don't think so, actually. I think it comes off as too blatant,
He's right.
and I don't think the judges like that
sustain
shit.
But you can reword if you want.
Understood, Your Honor. Thank you.
I mean, it's very obvious that he's just trying to
Officer
be
Knight,
an
upon
asshole.
Arriving at the felony stop, were you?
And the judges,
given
the judges
reason
don't
for
like
the
that
felony
shit.
stop?
I arrived as for support. Sir.
Judges do anything about it?
I
Well,
was
they
not
take
aware of
they take it into
most of
consideration.
what was going on or what transpired.
They think about that
Okay.
shit. They're like,
can you
why?
explain what,
Okay,
what
so
a support
okay, so
unit
he's
would do
just
in a
lying and not
felony stop?
answering questions. He knows he fucked up,
Depends
right?
on the situation.
Okay, in a situation like the one that we're looking at here, where
Word
the,
for Jordan. I
the
mean, we
vehicle
answered
doesn't take off and the
questions.
individuals get out. What is the support unit's role?
Well, support unit isn't an actual like role per se.
Okay, what was your role in this felony stop then?
We answered
observing.
questions. Brian just doesn't really answer.
Okay, how many officers did you observe on scene?
Yeah, every
Officer
answer is a non-answer.
I don't recall.
See.
Knight? No worries. If you don't recall, that's a perfectly fine answer.
What would you like me to help you there?
No.
I could describe what happened when I arrived, and
Yeah, that's what I was getting to next. So whenever you arrived on scene, what was transpiring?
Unsure. I rolled up. There was enough
See?
units, so I was chilling.
That's not an answer.
What did you observe at the scene then?
Officers conducting a traffic stop. So I started eating a donut, I believe, having a side conversation. Most there was maybe 4 units, 5 units, 6 units. There was quite a few. We didn't want to.
He's throwing it.
When there was
It's literally on
enough
video of him talking to me.
officers
So
dealing with the situation.
Okay. Who were you having a side conversation with?
I don't recall. I remember a side conversation though.
there's a fucking video of him
across-
talking to
I
me.
was well away. I was close enough to respond if necessary.
He needs to be careful here. He might
but
fuck
not
himself.
close enough to, or attentive enough to interject into the situation.
Okay. At any point during the situation, did you speak with Plaintiff Steele?
I don't recall.
Ooh,
Did you witness
he
Plaintiff
just fucked
Steele
himself.
being
He's done.
placed into handcuffs?
Yeah, he's fucked.
I don't recall.
He's fucked. He's done. He literally just fucked himself.
Was Plaintiff Steele in handcuffs or in custody?
Take him out of the Elven Boys. He's
At any
done.
point thereafter.
He is done.
I don't recall. Like I said, I was like not really needed.
Okay. Do you recall if any of the plaintiffs were handcuffed or detained when you arrived on scene?
I vaguely remember some people being handcuffed. The scene seemed fairly controlled. And that's really the fundamental reason why I was holding back for keeping it.
There was a person being placed in a trunk.
All right. And how was your attention brought to this felony stop? Were you called by an officer, or was there another manner?
I don't recall,
Okay.
Andy.
Did you witness Plaintiff Copperpot having a medical reaction of some kind or a medical emergency of some kind?
I think she tends to have many medical reactions, sir.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Going to
Speculation.
go ahead and object to that answer as non-responsive and ask it
I have no
again.
fucking clue.
Did you witness her having a seizure as previously described by Officer Ripley?
I find it very difficult to differentiate between a medical seizure and a regular frustration, anger seizure from this Copperpot.
What is a frustration
So, I'm not
seizure?
sure which of the two could have been occurring if they occurred, but I did not observe any medical issues taking place.
A seizure
All
from
right.
anger?
To
Apparently.
your knowledge, Officer Knight, is there a GPS system that's tied into your police-issued radio?
Radios don't have GPSs, sir.
Are you equipped with a GPS?
That's
tracker
literally how
upon,
radios work. Is it not?
Arriving at MRPD to begin your daily shift.
I activate the GPS tracker inside my vehicle once I enter it.
No.
I also have a GPS tracker on my MDT, which is a portable tablet, so to speak.
No. Radios work with radio
Okay.
waves.
Did all
Oh.
units on scene appear on that MDT tracker for you?
Well, they do.
I don't recall. I mean, couldn't even tell you how many units were there at the time.
Okay. Did any of the units
Radios
that were
use
there,
towers, GPS use satellites. Oh, I don't
give
fucking
you
know
any
how
cause
radios
for
fucking
concern
work.
as to their identity or authority?
I was focused on my side conversation, sir. Once again, I will reiterate, there was enough units on the scene that my presence there was not even needed, to the extent that I was there simply as a means of being on standby.
NA education.
In the
Oh,
event
right. I'm
something
sure in
were
the
to
EU there's a whole semester over fucking
Which is
radios.
something we do occasionally when
Got it.
The calls are limited in the city.
And Officer Knight, was your police vehicle stolen earlier that evening?
I don't recall. Very possible. There's many storms, and sometimes vehicles get left.
Understood. Thank you, Officer Knight. I've got.
You should
no
have learned
further
that in high
questions, Your
school
Honor.
physics.
Absolutely.
I did not take physics in
I actually only
fucking
have
high
one
school.
question, Your Honor.
Great.
Sorry, Officer Knight.
Wonderful.
might
It'll be maybe Officer Knight will be able to recall an answer.
Oh, Ardson is not having it,
Officer
dude.
Knight, do you know who the
Ooh,
officer
he's
in
not
charge
having
of the
it.
felony stop was?
I believe it was
Damn, Brian
Officer
fucked himself with
Ripley,
that.
or Bass. I can't really say. But that would be based on
I don't know,
my
man.
looking over the minor looking over the report and it was either
I don't
Bass
know,
or
boys.
Ripley, one of the two. Definitely, there was definitely a senior in the vicinity. But I
Okay.
mostly
Was it
don't recall. But and I
Mike?
also would not like to perjure. Ideally,
I
especially
actually am not sure,
over,
Tessa.
something like
Did I
this.
never watch radio?
Understood. That's completely fine. I have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
No, I didn't think radio was about how radios worked.
Nothing for redirect, Your Honor.
And no intention to recall.
All right.
I thought it was
very
about
good.
some
Officer
high
Knight,
school
if you
janitor that
decide to
like
take off,
did a bunch
you're
of
good to
whippets in
go.
the
You're not
shed,
being
right?
recalled at this time.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you.
I haven't seen the I haven't seen the movie in a while.
Do you want to go with Nettie or Copperpot?
Somebody, anybody?
Do Copperpot next, since there's
All
gonna
right.
be less.
We would like to call Miss Copperpot to the stand.
Very well. Miss Copperpot, please step forward, be sworn in.
Oh shit, I can't see.
Anything else I should note?
Zoomers don't know what whippets are.
No, just kind of proceed
Okay,
like you did last time. It'll be a shorter line of questioning.
All right,
since you
guys.
got
I guess to
through
get
it
that
and won't
joke.
remember most of it.
Okay, think like a
Please raise
jewel
your left
pod,
hand, ma'am.
but it makes you feel retarded
You
for
swear to
3
tell the
minutes,
truth, the whole truth,
and
nothing
then
but
you
the
have a
truth,
headache
under
for the
penalty
rest of the night.
perjury, So help you airborne.
Yes, sir.
Witness has been sworn in, Your Honor.
All right. Go ahead.
How are you?
Just 3 minutes? Yeah, just 3 minutes. I mean, you feel so fucking stupid. It feels like an
And
hour.
you were in the car with Mr. Steele on this day.
But I mean, it really is only like 3 minutes.
Yes. And
It
what
sounds
happened
fucking
to you when
horrible.
you were
It is
told to get
horrible.
out of the
Apparently,
car
it's fun when
by
you're on
Sergeant
acid.
Ripley and the
But
other
I've also
airport
heard of it like
officers?
turning acid trips really fucking bad, so I never fucked with it.
I started having a seizure.
Seriously.
That's
Right?
so
And did your seizure
long.
start when you were within the car or when you
How
were
many have
out?
I done? I did
As
one
stood up,
time.
I think I got a little.
And like I said, it was exactly how I described it because my friends were real into them.
Small car accident.
And I did it once, and I was like, "What the fuck? Why do you guys do these?"
Come to help you?
I was like, "This is the dumbest fucking shit."
Maybe 3 or 4 of them did. One of them, laid down next to me, and then,
How many drugs have I done? Most.
well, yeah, just 3 or 4 of them did.
And the one that laid down next to you, what did he do?
He just kept telling me to. Sorry for the language, Your Honor. He just kept telling me to shut the fuck up. Said I was fucking this up.
Right. And did you say that to any of the other officers that he was telling you that?
No, I couldn't. I was
Heroin?
having a seizure.
No, I've
I
never
couldn't
done
really- I
heroin.
could hear him, but I couldn't really communicate.
Right. And are you aware if they searched you while you were having your seizure?
I'm not sure. One of them held a knife to me, and they poured something in my mouth.
Meth? Probably.
And this was in
You ever bought Molly on a college campus? Well, you've done meth.
Correct.
That is all.
Got a few questions.
Yep. Go ahead.
Miss Copperpot, were you eventually assessed
Fun
by a
fact,
medical
in the
professional?
movie Radio Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character has
do you
terrible
recall who that
teeth,
medical
but on the
professional was?
poster movie case, they
The
edited it out.
EMS Sam
That was
McIntyre,
a
as
fun
well as
fact.
the local doctors.
Okay. Who called EMS to the scene?
Lean? That's another
I don't
one that I
know.
thought was fucking retarded.
Okay. Did you recognize any of the officers that came to your aid?
No, but to be fair, I don't really know a lot of officers, so I wouldn't really recognize a lot of them.
Okay, that's fair enough. I have no further questions for this witness.
But I didn't drink on it though.
No. Should I wait?
Which
for
I think that
redirect
that's
or no.
Usually.
But that's fucking retarded. You shouldn't do
Given-
that.
No, I'm good.
We're good. We're good, Your Honor.
Defense has no intent to recall.
Yep. Very good. I guess Miss Copperpot may step down. If you
During my
decide to
days,
leave
I
Miss
always
Copperpot,
tried to do
that's fine. Court is in
things
recess.
as well.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm one of those. I try to take the route of like,
Right,
you know, I
may
don't
have to
advocate.
leave 'cause
You know,
Oh, I mean, I think it's
for
almost
drugs,
over, right?
right?
there's something happening.
I'm not one of those guys
around
where
me.
I'm like, you should definitely try DMT, bro.
Okay.
My
if
whole
you
thing
wanna
is
send me
like,
over your line
if
of
you
questioning for,
are going to do drugs, you should at least be
down.
as safe as possible.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of my whole
I
thing.
was at my second job for 12 hours
So if you
today.
absolutely want to try lean, don't drink on it, probably.
So I didn't get that far. I only got to.
Because then you'll likely
doing
die.
the one for steel.
You want
The
to try
other two I
acid,
was
but I'm
gonna
so
leave.
paranoid. Then you don't want to try acid.
Yeah, there's a woman banging at my door.
That's the thing.
'cause
I'll
I
tell
have
you
to
right
pick
now
somebody
about
up.
hallucinogens. If there is any sort of doubt in your mind, don't
understood.
fucking do
Okay.
that
Well,
shit.
you, if you
If
wind
you're
up
a little
having to do that,
nervous,
I'll
or
take
if you
over.
if you don't go into it with 100% confidence, do not fucking do that shit.
Hey.
Don't.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to have... Oh, hi, Nettie.
Apparently,
Oh, hi.
something with my
You guys
sister
wouldn't happen
and
to have,
her
like,
car.
a burger or something,
got-
a sandwich,
you
anything,
gotta
would
go
you?
into that shit with
I'm
confidence.
the only person in this world that has a car.
And if you're a little nervous, well then fuck
Okay.
it. Maybe
I'm
drugs
gonna
just
rush
aren't
it
for
here.
you,
I'll,
man.
I'll take care
And
of
that's
it.
okay.
Thank you. You're the best. You're probably gonna win this.
That's all right. Because here's the thing, you know.
Ardson kind of told me last minute that I could bailiff, so I literally rushed
You
here
probably
and,
just don't even want to do them anyways. You probably just don't even want to do them anyways.
Hey, did you come to this court case because I was testifying?
Acid's great. I mean, look, man. Here's the thing. I had my time, you know, and I had fun. But I don't do that shit anymore because
I had a rough day at
those
work and
friends
I
you
wanted to
meet
just relax and work.
when you do those kind of things usually end up doing other shit, and then they die, and then you're like, oh wait, hold on a second. This is like the reality of drugs. Like, you know, it's fun, you know, for like a year or two, maybe even 3.
Do you want me
But
to
the
be
people
your
that keep
company?
doing drugs eventually start doing fucking like heroin and shit, right? Or they never stop doing coke. And here's the thing about coke right now. It's a fucking gamble because eventually you're gonna get a batch of some bunk shit. For sure, dude. Eventually it's just gonna happen now. If you're not testing your shit, eventually you're gonna get a batch of some bunk shit. And you're probably gonna fucking die.
I mean, it sounds like
So
What? No, Copperpot, I didn't make it sound like that.
I was not paying attention at all.
Of course you weren't, because you
Sorry.
never pay attention.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
even if you have good coke. Yeah, I mean, it's just best to not do coke. But I mean, like, even dude, even when you start like doing like psychedelics and shit, man, like it just becomes so fucking common, man.
She wanted me.
That's
to
like, especially like looking back on it now, dude. Like, just like the people I associated with, like coke was just, bro. I mean, it was just always like it was just so fucking.
What are you, not a lesbian?
It's actually crazy how common
lesbian, just in a relationship.
A lot of people do coke.
So
it's fucking crazy, dude. Like you really don't realize it until you're like in
people
in
have
that
multiple
kind of
wives
shit, you
all
know?
the time.
I'm pretty sure my girlfriend would kill me. She's crazy.
Well, clearly you can do a lot better than crazy. Then Nettie's not crazy.
I don't know.
Okay. Isn't she married?
So
Fuck coke. Yeah, definitely, dude.
I repeat my sentiment.
Aren't you married?
Oh yeah, I'm married to that guy over there.
You do coke with me? Well, I don't do that. So.
Yeah, he's nice sometimes.
I forget some people who do coke. Yeah, I forget that some people don't really realize how like
Wanna hang out?
common
We
it
can go back
is,
after the
man.
court
I
case
forget
in
that
the
some
main
people
city
aren't,
and we can go get burgers
you know,
and ride
or
the
like
bike.
had
Okay.
never been complete fucking degenerates, you know.
Oh.
All you had to do was ask and say, "Hey, I want to hang out."
Why would I? Why would I? Why would I? Ask?
Coke's everywhere.
Why would you like to hang out?
I would like to hang out.
Yeah, I think if you just go to any Olive Garden kitchen.
Well, that's too bad, lady, because I don't want to hang out with you.
Hey, what the hell's going on back here?
No.
I think this lesbian's hitting on your wife.
Hey!
No, I'm not.
Are you hitting on my... This is my wife.
And you can have her. I don't want her.
I'll fucking punch you in the throat.
Call this cult back
You
in
could try
session.
to.
Well, I will. All right, back off my wife.
You could try to.
I will.
Sexual wife.
All right? Stay away from my wife.
I don't want your fucking wife, dude.
Well, good. You can't have her.
Good. I don't want her.
Good.
Why,
Not,
what's
it's
wrong
it's
with
not
her?
an option.
All right,
It's
plaintiff,
good.
are you prepared to bring your next witness?
We are, Your Honor. My co-counsel had to step out, so I'll be taking over from here.
That's quite all right. Yeah, I want to get this done. I know there are a couple of people that are coming up on their time that they normally like. to
Anyways,
keep the
don't
feet
do
up
drugs,
before the
guys.
thing, So,
All right, we will quickly call plaintiff Nettie Machete to the stand, Your Honor.
all right. Well, if I could, I believe that Miss Lamb normally likes to.
You can spend your
keep
time
feet
doing
up
better shit.
relatively near to now. So
Okay.
if it's not too much trouble, if we could get her taken care of.
Like
Your Honor, I
like
have
being
plenty of
alive.
time. I'm
You
okay.
do? All right, ma'am. I want to
Yeah,
make sure
no
that you're
rush.
taken care of. All right, counselor, up to you. Whoever you want to bring up.
Well, we'll go ahead and bring Miss Machete up. I think from this point forward, it'll be a speed
That's
round.
so
so-
LSD's great.
All right, ma'am.
All right, understood.
Raise your left hand for me, please.
Yeah.
You swear to tell the truth, the
I mean,
whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
even
under
that
penalty
can be
of
fucking
perjury,
some
so
bunk
help
shit, you
you
know?
airborne.
I do.
I mean, and
so
if you
help
get bunk
me.
LSD, then you actually
has
might
been
fuck
sworn in,
yourself
Your
up for life.
All right, very well.
So,
All right. Ma'am, will you please state your name for
fun
the
fact:
record?
90% of LSD is fake. I
My
mean,
name is
100% of
Nettie
LSD is fake because it's
Machete.
like synthetic, right?
Okay, and on or about April 8th, 2020, were you inside of a vehicle being driven by Jordan Steele?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and was that vehicle involved in a collision with a marked police unit?
Yes, we bumped the back of that vehicle.
Okay, what happened after that fender bender, as it were?
Well, Jordan was driving. I was in
Mhm.
the passenger seat. Copperpot was in the back seat. We pulled over, and obliged by the officer's demands.
All right, and what were the officer's demands?
Well, to get us out of the vehicle, they pulled their weapons. They made Jordan evacuate the vehicle first. Made him back up towards those officers. And then it was my turn after that, so I did the same thing. I backed up. I was handcuffed. Sorry.
It's okay, baby.
All right, and Miss Machete, did you recognize the officer who handcuffed you?
No, he had a beard. I did not know.
All right, did you recognize the officer who handcuffed plaintiff Jordan Steele?
No, sir.
All right, were you searched by the unknown officers who handcuffed you?
Yes, I was. They said I was a druggie.
Okay, did they use any other peculiar language during that traffic stop?
Well, they said I was a drug dealer. And that there had been reports about me. And I had no idea what they were talking about.
Okay. During that traffic stop, were you placed in the trunk of a vehicle?
Yeah, at one point, they were pretty adamant about getting me in the back of the police vehicle and put me in, and then took me out, and then put me in, and it was like they couldn't decide what the hell they were doing.
Okay. Were you able to identify any of the officers who were on scene for that traffic stop?
When there was the felony stop, I recognized one officer.
Listen,
and
I
that
gave
was,
Jerry a lot of chances.
Officer
Right?
Ripley.
Eventually, with
All
Jerry,
right,
we
and,
just had to start winning
How did you identify
cases, so
Officer
we had to
Ripley?
ditch him.
Well, I was a medic for 9 months, very familiar with the police force, and also I had verbal and visual confirmation.
All right. Did you witness plaintiff Copperpot being forced to drink an unknown substance?
Yeah, so they had us all separated. Copperpot was closest to the vehicle. She was making these like noises. I don't know. I haven't really heard those before. Maybe like a gurgling, I guess you could say. And then at one point, I didn't see her anymore. It was I don't like she had. I don't know if like she had fallen or they'd asked her to lay down or what.
All right. Did you witness anyone rendering medical aid to Miss Copperpot?
No.
All right. Did you witness Mr. Steele's vehicle be impounded or taken away?
Well, that was what was weird. His vehicle was taken away. Like,
Okay.
driven, I should say.
And who drove Mr. Steele's vehicle away?
It was one of the officers who I did not recognize.
Okay. And throughout the course of this felony stop, did officers Ripley, Knight, Pred, and or Officer Bass partake in the traffic stop?
Yeah, so after the initial like felony stop, and then when we were handcuffed, Officer Pred, Officer Bass, and Brian Knight showed up at the tail end of it.
Okay. But Officer Ripley, was he there from the beginning, or did he also show up at the tail end?
No, he was there in the beginning.
All right. I have no further questions, Your Honor. Thank you, Miss Machete.
I have no questions. I have no questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Very well.
Oh, yeah.
Ms. Machete, you may step down.
Thank you.
Mind a glass. Plaintiff?
Of course,
The plaintiff would last call Tessa Lamb to the stand, Your Honor.
Ms. Lamb, please step forward. Be sworn in.
They did not ask about GPS.
Please raise your left hand, ma'am. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
That's okay.
So help you airborne.
I do.
Witness has been sworn in, Your Honor.
All right, counsel.
I think Ardson gets it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Miss Lamb, could you jump for me?
Oh, this isn't what I wanted
wow,
to do.
holy crap,
I
Tessa
apologize,
climbing up
Your
on my
Honor.
desk. It's all right.
Like
Parkour in the
like
courtroom.
to note Tessa Lamb's agility for the court's record.
All
It's all
right,
about
so
this is
noted,
about
Tessa Lamb can parkour with
fake
the best
cops
of them.
robbing me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Miss Lamb, on or about April 8th, 2020, were you inside of a police vehicle?
Yes, I was.
All right. Who were the officers that were driving that police vehicle?
I am not sure who they were. The only name that I can recall from the situation was Williamson. I do not recall what the other names were.
Okay. How many individuals were inside of? How many individuals claiming to be police were in that vehicle?
There were 3 individuals.
All right. Were you in the back seat of that vehicle?
Yes, I was. I was detained.
Why were you detained by these individuals?
I'm still not entirely sure. They had detained me and said that I had been illegally parked behind Benny's, and they accused me of dealing drugs back there. And at that point, I told them I would like to speak with a lawyer, so they told me that they were going to take me in for questioning. So I was put in the back of the car, and I wasn't Mirandized, which I thought was kind of odd. But seeing as I've had issues in the past with accusations, I decided it was best that I not say anything further.
She probably was.
Understood. And were you inside of that vehicle at the time that it pulled up alongside Officer Ripley's vehicle?
Yes, sir, I was. Yes, I did.
To your knowledge, did those individuals identify themselves as police officers to Officer Ripley?
I believe they did, yes, directly.
Okay. And was Officer Ripley aware that you were, quote unquote, in custody in the back of that vehicle?
No, I don't believe he was. I hadn't said anything.
All right. And was that vehicle
that's
subsequently
so long.
struck by a vehicle driven by Jordan Steele?
Yes, it was.
All right. And what happened right after that?
The three individuals in the police cruiser that I was in initiated some kind of traffic stop, and Officer Ripley with his
That's true, she was a hooker.
SUV followed suit, and they proceeded to pull their guns out and ask the individuals in the car to get out.
All right. And did these individuals identify themselves as a sergeant or any ranking police officer prior to initiating this stop?
Hate that shit. Wish you could turn that off.
That I do not recall.
Okay. Did you witness Plaintiff Jordan Steele being placed in the handcuffs?
Yes.
All right. And would that be by the three individuals inside of the cruiser you were in?
I'm
How's the case
not
going?
entirely sure who actually
I think it's looking bad for them, but I could also see it going their way.
And Miss Machete were both handcuffed.
But I don't
Okay,
think so.
Understood. At any point, did other officers arrive on scene?
Yes. Towards the end of it,
I don't know.
from
Ardson
what I
doesn't seem very
recall,
happy about it.
was, Kyle Pred and Brian Knight, and
Ardson's cop
later,
friendly. I don't think he likes any
after that
fuckery,
was
though.
my dad and Johnny Devine.
Okay, and
You
to
saw how
clarify
pissed
for the
Wayward
court,
really
who
is?
Who's your dad?
Oh, he's pissed?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Sorry. Officer Bass. Sam Bass.
Oh, shit.
No worries, Miss Lamb.
So you
just,
think we're gonna
just seeking
win?
Clarity. Did any of those
Does
officers...
anyone have a Bergie?
I've got. Oh, they've got you. Okay. At any point, did
Wayward's fucking
Officer
pissed? Really?
Fred, Ripley, Bass, or
Ugh.
Knight express any concerns over the legitimacy or
All right.
authority of these
Well.
three officers who would put you into custody?
Let's buckle up then, boys.
Well, initially when Ripley pulled up to speak to the three in the car before they were struck
He's
by
mad
the
at me.
vehicle, he had asked them why
Well,
they weren't
that
on
is
the
fair.
radio.
Yeah, no one tell me. Yeah, don't
They
tell
didn't
me.
have
Don't
a
tell me.
chance to answer that question before Mr. Steele struck the vehicle.
Don't tell me.
Okay,
After
what
that,
about?
I don't believe I heard any questioning about it.
He's mad at
All
Tessa
right.
for jumping
Did
on
you
the
remain
desk.
on
Got
the
it,
scene
chat.
throughout the entirety of that stop?
No, sir. When my dad showed up towards the tail end of it, he brought me away. He kind of seemed to realize something was going on. And he pulled me away and brought me back to my car with Johnny Devine.
All right, so your dad released you from the quote-unquote custody then?
Yes, and at that point I assumed that everything was going to be resolved, and so I just went about my day.
Okay. Outside of, did your dad indicate why he had concerns as to the stop or those officers?
Well, he told me at the time that he was
Twitch
going
on
to look into
2024?
what,
I don't
those
think there's
other
ever going to be a
officers were
convention
doing.
again, honestly.
Okay, understood.
He said he didn't recognize them.
And were you taken away before Plaintiff Steele's vehicle was taken from the scene?
He kept saying
Yes,
Penta's
I was
ruining
not actually where that happened
everyone's
because
RP over and over again. It was strange.
Understood.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Miss Lamb.
I do like to
have
do
no
that.
Further questions, Your Honor.
All right, very good.
No questions for redirect. No intention to recall.
All right, Miss Lamb, mind the glass.
We didn't like
Thank
the
you
case
for
from the
being here.
get-go. Yeah, I know that.
Your Honor.
Just based on what he said on the fucking docket. I am so very confused by what I am seeing
Plaintiff,
here.
do you have
Words
anything
cannot
further
begin to
you wish
express.
present before the court
Yeah,
at
I
this
think he
time?
might have. I think he might have came
yes,
into this.
Your Honor, the plaintiff would
already.
direct the court's
He
attention
might have came
to
into
the
this with
video
his
file,
mind
which
made
has
up.
been included with the filing herein. It's approximately a 51-second video submitted by a news reporter who, unfortunately, we were not able to ascertain their phone number or name to call them here to verify it. But it was submitted directly to plaintiff Steele and Copperpot following the incident. It is direct footage of all named officers partaking in this felony stop, and unfortunately, plaintiff Copperpot falling from the vehicle.
All right, so noted, and it will be entered as Plaintiff Exhibit Alpha.
Your Honor, I have an objection to this piece of evidence, considering that its source cannot be verified.
The plaintiff would assert that it has been self-verified through the testimony of all parties who have been called to testify today.
I
as
guess
to
it
the
just doesn't
actions, and
exist
it's
then.
also video footage, which to a certain degree makes itself self-authenticating. There has been no one who has contested that those events did not take place.
May I rebut, Your Honor? Have you heard what you need to?
Go ahead, I'll hear it.
The main problem that I have with this is that I was under the belief that when this video evidence was supplanted, that the source of the evidence was also going to be provided so that we could verify its source, ensure that it was collected through legitimate means, and that there was no sort of tampering done with this evidence, as its source would be up on the stand and I would be able to question them directly or cross-examine them appropriately. I cannot verify its source, cannot verify who it came from, cannot talk to the person who is supplying this evidence, so I cannot authenticate it in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, all right, it's a fake video.
We'll put the court into a 3-minute recess. I'm going to look at the video and then I will render my ruling on this objection.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh shit, that's good.
I'm going to go ahead and work on closing while he does that.
Are they done?
Yeah, we're pretty much done. We just got to do closing arguments.
Yeah, they didn't call anyone, and
They didn't call
anyone. No.
Nope, they didn't recall anyone, and they didn't call anyone.
Wait, hold on.
Poor
Are they going to
Slater.
do a recess after the closing statements too?
Poor Slater, he's
Yeah,
not even fucking
deliberate.
trying, dude.
Yeah, he might do a short one.
Hey, Tessa.
I mean, nobody's.
I just want a milkshake, man.
Man, that was
Well,
an
Crane said it's
experience
good. I
we
mean,
had,
no
wasn't it?
one's like.
Shit, Dunkin' Donuts is
That was
closed.
pretty weird. I don't know.
No
Honestly,
one's.
I don't know why they.
no one's
didn't just
questioned the
settle,
video
'cause
being
I feel
fake.
like there's no way they're gonna win.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I'm just really hoping, Tessa, I get some money out of this. You know what I mean?
It's pretty bare hand. Pretty
Yeah,
bad
I
hand.
mean, of course,
Yeah.
they made a mistake, and you guys deserve compensation.
You watch the
Thank you,
video?
Tessa. I
Especially if somebody
appreciate-
got hurt
Sure.
because of it.
We can
Yeah,
watch it.
Copperpot got hurt, and you know I did too, emotionally. Been
sorry about that.
It's okay. I've been talking to my therapist about it, just really trying to work through things and to not fear the men in uniform. God damn it! I can't
Damn,
even
can we
look
watch it?
sometimes.
It's not good.
The way I'm kind of glad my
Too
dad
long? No, I fucking forgot who
told
this
me which
was.
he was.
There's
Well, that's interesting.
Brian.
Why? And why not?
and there's me.
He's had a lot of people coming after him lately about stuff that he's done wrong and not doing it intentionally, you know. It's part of his job, you know.
Oh, so is it the bad guys, the ones he puts in the slammer, that are coming for him?
No, not always. You know, I mean, this case, you guys aren't bad guys.
Alright. Where I get fired for this? No, the DA isn't gonna fucking press
remember
charges.
him. Wasn't he off to the side?
Listen, here's the thing.
He
The
was.
DA didn't
I
press
know
charges
he
against
was- he
Ripley
was part of the,
for
group
stabbing
that let
Buddha in a
everything
hospital bed.
happen. He came
They're
in
not gonna
kind of
fucking
at the
press
very
charges against
end.
Speedy for anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wasn't. He was on that side where Jordan was at. I think.
Not sure he fully realized
Is that
what
Tim
was
in the
going
back?
on.
Where, over
and-
there? I don't know who that is.
Listen, Tessa, if your father needs steel security,
Oh yeah, true. They were trying to press charge. Remember that shit? They were
I
trying to
am
press
willing
charges on Jordan
to add him to our client list just
for
for
the wife shit. Remember that shit? Fucking assholes.
Appreciate that a lot.
That's a good price, Tessa. We don't usually offer that price.
It's in the ICU right
got any
now.
water on you?
Oh,
That was you? You are a fucking asshole.
All right, I've got. I don't think it helps. So,
well, shit,
but I've
you
got
know-
6 bottles of beer.
I
So.
appreciate it though, Nettie. Thank you.
No problem. You know, I'm thinking we'll meet up later and you can
Copperpot, this is beer.
Yeah,
Give
that's
me
why I
that,
said I don't think this helps,
that
but
half
that's what I
grand.
got.
Great, you have water.
Yeah, I do.
And I'll just need his full name and phone number to put into our database.
There you go.
And I'm taking this.
You'll sign up for steel security now that I'm not banned.
I
Alright.
made sure to put
Perfect.
that in
I
our
can make that sale as well.
our employee spreadsheet notes that you're not banned
Baby,
anymore.
why are you
Tessa,
talking to her
just so
like
you know.
that?
What do you mean?
With your voice.
Oh, that's my sales pitch voice.
It's very erotic.
Maybe
Wait,
that's what she's
really?
going for.
Sex sells, I like it.
Wait, what?
Yep, that's
Oh,
good.
wait, really? No,
Yeah, it
no,
does
that.
kinda, if I had to describe it, it does sound like you're
What does she mean? What does she mean
like
by
you're
she's heard that voice
borderline-
before?
like you're borderline moaning while you're talking. Hey, if she doesn't come back, can I have her money?
I don't think that's how that works. Damn it. The court will have to give it to her directly in the other county. You're already asking for the most money out of anybody anyway.
Yeah, but
You're getting 100K from this.
I could get more money.
At this time, Mr. Splina, the court has heard your objection and your motion, and we're going to deny your motion at this time. This particular item was included in the original filing back on the 14th of April. You have had no less than 13 days to bring this particular motion to the court, and also to motion through discovery for the items that you were looking for to get this person here in order to be able to cross-examine them. It is not the plaintiff's responsibility to do your job for you, sir. And
Damn,
so
get
at this
fucked.
time, we're going to deny that motion.
Well, the reporter was Dean Hunt. Oh my God, the whole time?
All right. Plaintiff, anything else?
That is all, Your Honor.
You going to make me say it?
The plaintiff rests.
Very good. Mr. Splana, ball is in
Defense
your court.
rests.
All right. Open and shut then, I suppose. All right. Court will hear closing arguments.
All right. I am ready. Spliner, do you need a minute or two, or are we good?
I'm good.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor, and may it please the court. Today, this court has heard what can only be described as an interesting tale. Senior Officer Jack Ripley of the Los Santos Police Department partook in what should have been a simple traffic stop on the plaintiff's vehicle, which somehow quickly turned into chaos as a marked police vehicle occupied by individuals then unknown to both legitimate police officers on scene or the plaintiffs appeared and overtook
Jordan's
that
guilty
stop,
of
turning
murder.
it into a felony stop. These individuals impersonated police officers and somehow asserted
That's
control
so
over what
long.
should have just been a simple traffic stop for a rear-end accident. Senior officers Bass and Ripley, in addition to Officer Knight and Deputy Pred, not only stood by idly as citizens of this state were ordered out of their vehicle, assaulted, searched, and had their vehicle stolen before their very eyes, they assisted in this traffic stop. As testified, Officer Ripley assisted in a call with individuals whose identities he not only did not bother to verify, but also who did not appear on his radio channel and who exhibited odd behavior throughout the course of this traffic stop. The mere presence, much less participation,
Yeah, we'll watch
of
the wayward clips.
state-authorized police officers
I'm
in
curious.
this incident created a no-win circumstance for the plaintiffs. What were they supposed to do? Failure to comply with what they perceived to be lawful orders? Were they intended to resist arrest from a group of combined impersonators and legitimate police officers? There were no good options other than to allow their rights to be violated and pray that those violations would be
Corruption
redressed
mon.
by our justice system. The simple fact
What's my favorite
of this
Pop-Tart?
odd tale is that
Wild
officer
berry.
participation in this incident gave a lawful appearance to what otherwise would have been a litany of felonies, including brandishing firearms, false imprisonment, grand theft auto, assault, and other crimes. It is officer participation which transforms these felonies instead into a Fourth Amendment violation.
Hobbit, what's your favorite flavor?
Fourth Amendment
Cinnamon?
only limits
Brown sugar?
state action. We must ask then, did the police instigate or participate in this situation? And through testimony here today, the answer has to be yes. There is no doubt that this simple stop conducted by Senior Officer Ripley did not support probable cause to remove the plaintiffs from their vehicles by force or threat of violence. Say it! From that, it did not support a search of their persons, and it certainly did not support probable cause sufficient to warrant the seizure of the plaintiff's vehicle.
S'mores?
Although in hindsight, the officers herein realized their mistake, it is crucial that these mistakes simply do not happen. Our Constitution is put into place for exactly these sorts of circumstances, where the government has overstepped its bounds. For these reasons, the plaintiffs request that you
Wild
find
berry
in
than
their
cherry.
favor and find in the sums and judgment
I fuck with cherry.
originally pleaded. Thank you, Your Honor.
Strawberry's good. I mean, strawberry's a classic. Strawberry's good.
Your Honor, may I proceed?
You may.
Alrighty. Your Honor, people of the court, the plaintiff is attempting to seek compensation for general damages for gold bars that they cannot prove even exist.
Oh, no,
Compensatory
Skinner.
damages for a general loss of
I don't think
assets
that's the
when
route.
There's no record.
I don't
of
think
the
that's the
assets
line.
existing in the first place.
Oh, no.
The plaintiff is attempting to assert malicious action or specific targeted or specific
That's
targeting
not the line.
by seeking punitive damages on the officers in question for an event in which the actual officers, not air quotes officers,
What other
in
route did
question
he have?
believed that
This
they were
should have been
rendering
settled.
obedience to appropriate orders to a sergeant whom outranked them during an emergency situation such as a felony stop. It is after the damage is done. In hindsight, as the plaintiff's counsel has even stated in their own closing argument, that the plaintiff asserts harm was done by the appropriate officers, when in fact, officers arrested these imposters and charged them appropriately later that evening. Your Honor, the District Attorney's Office is frankly confused by the claim today and is even more confused by the damages alleged after the examination of the testimony and the evidence presented to you, including the video evidence which shows Senior Officer Ripley attempting to remove Miss Wilhelmina Copperpot from the situation and get her emergency medical services as fast as humanly possible, which contradicts the evidence that she had even presented herself. And this may be due to the medical condition that she was in at the time. And we are also confused as to how a preponderance has been established that the state is liable in the exposure of this obviously malicious third party whom initiated the stop and controlled the situation since its inception, as testified by both Senior Officer Jack Ripley
Controlled uniformed
and Ms.
officers.
Tessa Lamb, who was directly within the vehicle of these air quotes officers with a first eye view of the situation as it unfolded from an unbiased opinion. One such plaintiff states that she was mistreated by the officers and forced to ingest something while the officer who assisted her during said seizures mocked her. However, Senior Officer Ripley testified that he had immediately removed her from the situation and called for EMS, which was backed up by the video evidence. Something here doesn't add up when it comes to one of the plaintiff's testimony, Your Honor, and I wish to call that to your attention in this closing. Your Honor, the District Attorney's Office finds substantial videographic evidence of malicious wrongdoing by the air quotes officers whom were arrested for their crimes later that evening as discussed. They were discovered and identified, something the plaintiff could have certainly pursued for damages as the party who had committed the wrongdoing, who had displayed such malice. but no such wrongdoing has been presented by the officers to the plaintiffs by the plaintiff's own testimony or the evidence presented to you today. What we have been presented with today is a claim against assets that have no proof that they exist, officers responding to orders from who they believed was their senior in rank at the time during an emergency situation, and against the Los Santos Police Department that brought these criminals to justice for their impersonation even later that night after the facade was discovered. Your Honor, the District Attorney's Office requests that you deny the plaintiff these claims, as officers of the Los Santos Police Department were subject to malicious wrongdoing as well. The impersonation of an officer of the peace during an emergency situation is a crime. The assertion that officers must stop and identify one another during an emergency situation is the foundation of the plaintiff's notion of some sort of malicious wrongdoing. This argument in itself is a logical fallacy, one of a slippery slope, a misplacement of the liability for the wrongdoing that happened on that night on April 8th, 2020. It is with these observations in mind that the District Attorney's Office asks you to deny the plaintiff their claims, as they are misplaced against the truly malicious and the truly liable party for the events that happened during the situation, based on the evidence and the testimony that is presented to you by the day today, solely by the plaintiff and their counsel. Thank you.
Yeah, but the fact is that there was a lot of tools to identify them and to
All right, court has heard all arguments and is
validate
going to be
their
placed
claims as
in
being
a
police
short
officers.
recess. I will let the bailiff know to call you all back in when and if I reach a verdict. Give me a short amount of time.
When and
I
if.
need to mull over a couple of items. There is a possibility that this case may go into continuance, and I may not reach a verdict today. Thank you very much. Court is in recess.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Just Coyote, can I borrow you before you go back?
Yeah.
So does that mean I can't? Damn it.
That sucks.
Just want to fucking leave and go get a milkshake. For Christ's sake.
You should have like Uber Eats a milkshake before this all started.
Yeah, but I don't want to spend $30 on a milkshake. You know?
$30.
Well, that's the reason you get a
Yeah,
milkshake and a bunch
you know,
of other shit
The
at the same
milkshake's gonna
time.
cost me, you know,
Or just get like 10
$4 or
fucking
$5,
milkshakes.
and then the delivery is gonna cost me $6, and I gotta do like $4 for
Yeah,
a
it's-
tip.
Yeah, that's the reason you get like enough
that's a
milkshakes
$20
that you get.
milkshake.
That's the reason you just get enough milkshake that like you get free delivery. Like what is it, $15 or something? Just get like 5 milkshakes and throw those motherfuckers in the
You gotta get the
refrigerator.
Dash
Get free
Pass.
delivery here.
Get the fucking
yeah.
Dash Pass.
I don't use DoorDash enough to do that shit.
I feel like DoorDash is better.
Plus, I kind of, you know, I like driving the 1 mile. I get, you know, one
Splinter.
decent song in, bumping
Hey,
in the whip,
Craig.
and I'm good.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
They're working out the. I just talked to Coyote. They're working out that issue that you and I talked about.
Okay,
they're
perfect.
They're figuring it out amongst the judges.
The warrant thing?
Yeah.
I stated my opinion on it. I think that warrants should only be valid as long as their foundational evidence is valid and not a second longer.
Yeah, I mean
So
that's
if
kind of
if-
what the probable cause falls back on, right? So
Yeah, I mean, so when the probable cause expires based on the evidence submitted, then the warrant itself should expire as well. So if I submit a warrant on April 2nd and it gets signed on April 15th, that evidence that substantiates that warrant, I can only bring it to court until May 2nd. So the warrant's only valid until May 2nd. So if it's not
the
executed.
question is, what's keeping police from charging them from the items that are found at the raid? Even if they don't.
The fact that all of those
correlate
items,
with the other ones.
the fact that all of those items would be fruit of the poisonous tree seized
Yeah,
under
the
a
search
warrant
is
that had
illegal.
no probable cause.
Well, as far as I'm aware, a judge said that was completely fine if they got charged with that. So that's the issue
it's-
I'm running into. You see?
Well, the issue, the way Splinter's explaining it is that if you lose that probable cause from the warrant's not good anymore, which means that it's technically an illegal search. So all that illegal shit goes in the trash can, but they can't be charged with it.
Swag away, Henry.
Or it goes into an evidence locker and you guys use it to build a racketeering case. That's up to you.
The thing is even with a racketeering,
I hate them.
even with a racketeering case, we would still have to have something that
Yeah,
exonerates it from that statute of limitations. And this only comes into light and it only comes into play because of our statute of limitations and how constrictive that it is. If evidence is only admissible within 30 days, that surmises that any spawning paperwork that comes from that evidence would only be admissible while the evidence that's spawned in the paperwork is admissible. So your oldest piece of evidence would be the restriction upon which the search and seizure warrant is valid.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I said to Hollow earlier, even on the defense side, I have no
I should probably
problem
get
with
a
the
cop,
statute of
too.
limitations being extended for held until trial charges, just because I think that
The gravity
makes
of the
for
situation
better,
deserves it, yeah.
It makes for better investigations as well on you guys' side, because I really hate seeing bullshit charges being brought just because we're on the 29th day. I'd really rather
Well,
have
Wrangler?
you guys have, an extra 31 days or whatever
Yeah.
it is you need to, get the shit together and charge the right people.
Yeah, usually what we have to do with
What's
that is
this?
we have to bring it up to the judges. The judges have to confer with their sources and their means of communication in order to verify that the crimes alleged are so heinous.
Well, in my honest opinion, my guess is that Ripley got bamboozled. These guys stole my cop car. They're likely not cops. And she's probably getting kidnapped. And Ripley's going to get suspended for another week. And the PD's going to get sued.
Brian, what do you think of all this?
Damn, dude. Nettie's too good at role playing.
Who's got a warrant? What?
Don't worry about it.
This is all hypothalamously.
Yeah, it's all hypothetical.
What'd you say, Jordan?
Who the fuck has a warrant?
Yeah, why are they fucking talking to us about this warrant? What the shit?
It's all hypothetical.
Who has a hypothetical warrant?
No one.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello,
Okay.
I know why you're confused though about the fruit of the poisonous tree shit, because I was there for that case when it was established.
I mean, I feel like at this point, if Jordan's involved,
Not
you
the fruit of
can
the poisonous tree. I'm talking about
you can bet it's gonna go to court.
like when you find shit that's not on the warrant, or when you find shit and your probable cause is bad.
That's so the issue. That's not my issue. My issue is that on our procedures for DOJ, one of them tells one set of procedures tells us one thing, another one tells us another that's completely opposite. So my issue is if they get a warrant and they get it within the statute of limitations, they're basically they're being told, the procedures tell them that they have 30 days from the signing of the warrant. And then it doesn't have to be within 30 days of the incident that happened, like normal statute of limitations. So my issue is if they seize anything that's illegal with that warrant, they're still going to be charging people with them because that's what the procedures say they can do. So until the judges hash it out, which I was told that's what they're doing right now, that's basically the case.
Yeah, if that's how it comes down, I'm going to fight the shit out of that. I just want you to know it.
You have to go straight to judges. That's not going to be my problem.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused by something that Ardson said about a month ago, in which warrants themselves cannot be inherently contested, which I don't.
Yeah, that was an interesting.
That was an interesting verdict. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Because
That
it has
fucked me up.
because it has a judge's signature on it, it cannot be inherently contested. We need to talk about how that can.
Yeah, you guys need to fix that shit because goddamn Bailey's out here signing warrants because people have been seen with other people.
My opinion, the way that I read that that particular issue was, I think that they were saying that we can't question the good faith of the judge in signing it. We have to tackle it from the police end, but I'm not 100% on that interpretation.
So, from what I understood, you would have to sue the state because I think he was invoking judicial immunity in that instance where you can't sue a judge, obviously, for doing their job for signing a warrant, which is basically the same thing that happened to me when
Braun
Murphy
tried to come after you.
Yeah, when Braun tried to name me as a defendant, that's not how you do that. You can name the state. You can't name me. I'm just trying to do my job.
But that's not how that works technically. Like, especially for you, with Bailey maybe, but with you're being sued in your official capacity as the district attorney. Naming you is the same thing as naming the state.
Hold on a second.
I can understand that.
Their job is to decide if there's valid reasons for a warrant, not to blindly fucking sign warrants. What kind of bullshit is that? That reasoning makes zero goddamn sense.
The thing is you have to encounter into the fact that you have to count into the fact that, if I could speak, I'm sorry, that they are also human beings and that they can make mistakes. If you think that there was some sort of malice asserted here that they were specifically targeting you for some reason, then that may be a case. However, if they were just a judge who was trying to facilitate officers in their investigation, then he was just doing his job, and the state is the person who asked him to do that job, so you sue the state, the parent authority. You cannot sue somebody for acting on behalf.
Yeah, that still seems retarded. Because I mean, they're still they're not responsible for looking at something and being like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't sign this because it's fucking stupid.
That's why I believe before. Hang on, I got hair in my mouth. Before.
You okay?
Oh,
Just gotta lick the thigh.
Don't just cough
Ain't
all
gonna
over
know.
everybody. Come on, Hollow.
Thanks.
Social distance.
Before the judges had to like vote on a warrant, they couldn't just sign it right off the cuff, and then out of nowhere they kind of just started signing them whenever available again. I'm not really sure how it works now.
I'm sure it's a
what I
speed thing too, but Jesus Christ. I mean, there has to be some goddamn level of accountability.
Well, you can, like Splainer said, if you can prove malicious intent, you can sue the state for it. But if you can't prove it, then it's kind of out the window for judicial immunity.
Malicious intent would be against the judge themselves. Without malicious intent would be against the state.
Well,
yeah.
There's still okay. So what? So there is a way to
so if you
question
get a warrant,
warrants.
right?
You just have to.
So if you get a warrant and you read it and you're like, "What the fuck? This makes absolutely no sense," and you can prove it in a court of law, you can sue the state if there's.
How do you do that though? Because then when the warrant is signed, it's legal. It's
so
not.
You can
it's
appeal
not,
the warrant. It'd be an appeal.
No,
Okay,
we were
so-
fucking. I was told that you can't fucking appeal warrants.
Yeah,
So
same.
In the way of warrants, it's backwards. Essentially, what you would have to do is you would need to civilly sue the state for the warrant. And once you civilly sue the state and get the verdict of liable or not liable, you can use that as a foundation for criminal appeal because you have civilly proven that that warrant is no longer valid. Thus, you can go into the appeal and state, "Hey, I have
Well, that's
judicial
not what I was
action
goddamn
stating-"
told.
We haven't tested this yet. This
Can
is
I
a
ask,
concept.
who did you talk to, Jordan?
I talked to Splainer.
I mean, the exact reading of that said, search warrants, when they are signed by a sitting judge in the city, are deemed to have sufficient probable cause. In order to overturn a search warrant, the appellant must be prepared to show that either PD or the judge acted in bad faith or was using information not obtained appropriately.
See, so then the only. So then
thing
they're
is, how do
saying
you
the
prove
only.
that without taking it to fucking court.
Yeah.
My exact question.
And then it sounds like they're saying the only reason a warrant wouldn't be valid is with malicious intent, which, I mean, that's just.
I don't want to be a part of the state anymore. Can I fucking resign? This is dumb.
I'm saying that if you can prove the judge signed it like out of bias or malicious intent because they just hate you, for example, you can sue the judge for it. Is what I'm saying.
The problem is that I don't think Bailey hates me. I think that he's fucking stupid.
Well,
I mean that's the issue.
You have to sue the state for that one. I can't help you with that.
No,
one.
he just said that you can't. He said the only reason that you can question it is malicious intent.
So again, but he also just said that if you can go in there and you can prove that the warrant makes no fucking sense and disprove the warrant in a civil court, you can go and appeal the warrant afterwards.
Well, that's the problem, though, is you can't say that you can't, under that ruling, you can't appeal it if it makes no sense. You can only appeal it for bad faith or using
that's literally
information
what he
not
just
obtained
said.
appropriately.
The thing is how do you
According to
prove that? How do you substantiate fruit of the poisonous tree or malicious prosecution or malicious targeting in any way, shape, or form without taking it to fucking court?
Agreed. Hard agree.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you need to take a fucking step back. Jesus Christ.
If they don't bring it to fucking court, how do they prove anything?
Yeah, I mean, I understand, like, for the sake of, speed, just one judge signing off on a warrant, but there definitely needs to be a fucking system where these goddamn warrants can be brought into question, because the one mine was fucking bullshit.
If we're gonna have the system that we have now, then it needs to be like 2 or 3 judges that sign off on it at the very least.
We need to.
Well, like I said, I think it's a speed thing. No one wants to sit in a goddamn. No one wants to be the guy that's making someone sit in a goddamn holding cell for fucking 6 fucking hours while 3 different judges look over a fucking warrant. I understand that.
So we have to arrive at some sort of known compromise, a line of scrimmage that sits in between quality and responsiveness. How do we maintain quality while making the system fast?
The other
and the
three
way that
people
you
empty
do
the
that
house.
is
Yeah.
by compartmentalizing into micro decisions that are in a streamlined process that provide instant feedback to each follow-on statement of the process as it proceeds. Is anybody willing to sit down and actually make that fucking process? Fuck no!
Oh my god. Well, anyways, I would say that.
I mean,
would like to
I
see
don't
a
even
better
think it's that
process for
complicated.
warrants.
I think that you should just be able to appeal warrants to another judge. Like
one way that I've seen it work before is going to a court to like appeal charges that resulted from a warrant, but they disproved the warrant throughout the case.
Well, that was the problem that we had with this particular warrant was specifically with
one that-
Mr. Steele's was it was that it was based on the Boba murder trial. He was found
Yeah,
not
fuck that guy.
guilty. Yeah, fuck that guy in particular.
I was found not guilty, but I also was fucking raided and got about, I don't know, $50,000 in fines.
Was this before or after the case?
Prior to the case.
Did you just ask me if I was raided after a case?
Yeah,
Yeah, if he was rated
How
after
the fuck
he
would I
was
be
already
raided
found
after a
not guilty,
goddamn case, Larry?
Still had an active warrant. It's happened before.
If he was rated after the case, I would come after that so hard on probable cause grounds that it wouldn't even be funny.
Yeah, you should string them up by their fucking ankles and whip them until they realize what the fuck probable cause is and what evidence preponderance is.
Well, that's the issue. Is
So
that
what's-
But I feel like that there's no standard for probable cause. I fuck that.
there's
I know
not.
that there
There's
isn't.
not.
If that warrant got signed, there is no standard for probable cause. It's just if the police officer says that it's probable cause, fuck it, it is. I'm Bailey. I'll sign the warrant.
Fucking air quotes 51% there, brother.
What I'm only asking because I deliberately took no part in that case.
And you know
what was
what?
the PC of it again?
The PC was that I was seen with Boba 20 minutes before he was found. That's
So you're
literally
the only
it.
suspect. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
so long.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure since then.
Like there was
I've
literally
been
no
trying
other
to
evidence.
Make sure that search warrants have a shit ton of PC before making sure it
Well, I
gets
mean,
signed
yeah,
because.
fuck. You're talking about going into someone's home. It's a crime
Well,
without
it's
the
not only
warrant.
that, I'm not worried about going into their home. We're worried about, you're about to potentially sentence an innocent person, and do all that shit. So I want to make sure that they're actually guilty of something, or they have the potential of being guilty of something before sending them in.
Hey,
and raid
Larry,
the place.
remember when we were a part of the search and seizure process and we stopped this kind of bullshit from happening? I remember.
What happened?
We got
The
cut out of
DA's
the
office
process.
is no
All right.
longer involved in the search warrant process.
Well, and once upon a time, I heard that defense attorneys used to be in the search and seizure process as well. So
You know
would
what?
contest the warrant before
Yeah.
it was issued.
In a past life, if there were a judge still around, and they would tell you the exact reason why that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough.
and there used to be a cop that would always call the DA down when he even thought about doing a raid warrant just to see if the case would stick.
We do that once in a while. Every time there's a Helmsville trial charge, they'll ask us to come down, but not warrants anymore.
Nope, not warrants anymore.
Once in a
even though
blue
we're
moon,
the
they'll
one-
ask if a warrant's enough PC or not.
Yeah, every now
Here
and
they
then.
come. Are they coming? I thought I saw the door move.
Oh.
I hear them wrestling back there.
Yeah, I think they were thinking about it.
Jordan, why aren't you chief of police?
Oh, I was fired.
I thought you were medically
I
relieved.
thought you were medically. Yeah, I thought you had disability.
I was medically fired.
Fair enough. Are they? I hear chairs. I'm concerned.
Yeah, they
Maybe
might
they're
be.
wrestling.
Yeah, they might be back there duking it out.
Maybe that's how they, when they're at a
I mean,
good
That's how-
Coyote and Ardson don't exactly get along. They might
Maybe,
be,
yeah. Maybe we got trial by
we might-
combat, but we didn't get to pick our champions.
We might
They're
be.
fine.
We might be
They're
seeing some Judge
fine.
Lander go down. If Coyote comes out with a claymore and a bloody and with blood on it, I'm concerned.
I was picturing Coyote coming out with Ardson's beard on.
Then again, what if the aggression between those two has always been a facade?
And what if there's just like ERP happening back there?
Okay, I'm gonna step away from that one.
What about ERP?
That's what sparks your interest, huh?
Well, now we know what happens at the Department of Corrections.
Wait, who's in Department of Corrections?
Yeah, the person that asked what about ERP?
Oh, I
Look.
thought that was Copperpot.
What happens in
What?
prison
No.
stays in the
I thought that was
fucking
Copperpot that asked that.
No, I don't fucking.
I always thought it was odd that they had to anally search everyone that went in there, but now
Nah.
it makes sense.
It's a convergence of interest. There's no problem there.
Come!
Look, have you guys ever met Dan? I'm pretty sure nobody wants to have sex with him, so I'm sure there's nothing going on there.
Who? Brian's kid?
Yeah. That dude's gonna stay a virgin forever.
Nah, Dan will attract women. They'll just be
Hey,
the worst kind of fucking women.
Hey, Jordan, I got a question for you.
Mm.
Who is the how many people have paid for like your Steel Security weekly thing?
Oh, we
Do you
got
know?
books. A
I
lot.
can tell you right now.
Who's your most extended payment?
I can tell you there's 117 in the books right now. The most extended payment. Hold on.
There's probably a shit ton of people that owe us money.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the books of Steel Security.
I want to know who the latest who has like the latest.
Actually,
stay.
why do I feel like
Why?
off the top
You
of my
guys don't
head,
take
I
the
feel
money
like
up
you
front?
paid
Hold on a second.
$7,500 to get
'Cause that's
extended
me.
to July.
Because
Yeah.
it's me.
I feel like I saw that yesterday and went, what?
Yeah, it's me. I paid till July 28th.
Where the fuck is that money, Copperpot?
I didn't do it. Someone else did it.
Actually,
Nettie has
we're not gonna
Yeah,
need it
it's all
after
mine.
this.
Yeah,
We'll give
Nettie.
everyone free Steel Security till fucking next year. Who gives a fuck? We're gonna be rich after this shit.
That wouldn't be good in your self-interest or
Yeah.
your business.
This
I was
is
cleaning
this
up
is
our
actually one of the
notices.
lower paying court cases.
I was cleaning up our notices
What?
page.
Yeah.
Crane.
I
Dude,
filed,
Crane
I
asked
filed for
like
reasonable
200,000.
amounts.
He asked like
Yeah.
200,000.
Wow.
Like once.
Should have asked for
I
a
asked for
million.
I asked for reasonable amounts in lights of. Boomer
you
got
did- you
fucking
did-
stabbed in a bed and made 250. Asking for 200 on this seemed like stretching it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Fiona asked for 100 million.
She did get 100,000.
That's because Okada handled that case, and Okada had Okada ways of doing things.
Yeah, he just held his finger down on the zero key until it wouldn't go anymore.
Rest in peace, Okada.
Oh, I miss Okada.
What the fuck?
Same.
Well, as you previously stated, he's dead now, so we're not even sure he was a good lawyer anymore. Remember?
What?
What?
Yeah, you testified to that in open court.
How is that a chain of logic? Well, he's dead now. I guess he sucked.
Well, who's to
What?
say? I mean,
It was on the appeal from the Caden case, and you said,
we had
but
to do
he's
it.
dead now.
we had to
Oh
listen.
shit, you did say that.
Well, I had to throw him under the bus. I didn't want to fucking go away for murder. What do you want me to do? He's dead. Who gives a shit? What's he gonna do? Be mad at me? I don't.
Such a piece of shit, Jordan.
Why?
I love it. I fucking love it. You're supposed to honor the dead, respect their memory, or some bullshit like that, right?
I mean,
You're just over here like, well, he's dead, I guess he was a
I
shit
respect him, but fuck, I don't want to go away for murder.
lawyer. I respect him. Shit lawyer, by the way.
Crane, if we win this, I will reinstate your.
Listen, I only
life
said
status
that.
as alive.
I only said that to get out of murder charges on my ex-wife. All right.
Yeah, I don't think that had any bearing on the case, to be honest with you.
I think it did, because that was the whole thing. Is that he didn't?
No, Murphy Braun
Braun
getting
being a
shot in the
shit lawyer was the whole
goddamn
thing.
head.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that too.
also that.
If we both had arguments as to why Murphy Braun wasn't a good lawyer
Oh,
during
God.
that case.
Yeah, that whole appeal was basically
Man,
just
you know,
shitting on Murphy Braun.
I really
I
am.
feel like-
I really am the lawyer maker.
See, I feel
Or
like
breaker.
people.
I miss
feel like
McLaughlin.
there's-
Where'd he go?
I don't know where McLaughlin went, actually.
Oh yeah.
I needed him to get good on his fucking objections, then he'd be decent. He just never did.
Wait,
He
Yeah,
reminds me of
so-
Tubbs.
Well, Glockton
Wait,
was good, but
so-
he crumbled a little too easy.
So
He got
Okada
rattled.
died. Murphy got shot in the head. What the fuck's gonna happen to me, Stu?
So Murphy got shot in the head a while back. Okada died. Not entirely sure how he died.
You know there was no police report for that? I went
McLaughlin
down
is
there every
fucking
day and asked,
vanished.
and they never made one.
Yeah, I don't know, Grant. We'll see.
Okada. They found him under suspect circumstances. I was told it looked like it was a murder, but there was no police report for it.
Yeah, I actually brought that to your attention, Spencer,
Yeah?
and you said, "Oh, they're not
Hey,
even
asshole! Are you gonna let
investigating
me
it."
put you on a
Fantastic.
retainer, or what's?
I mean, you keep talking about retainer, but you keep not, I don't know, linking up as insofar as signing a contract and having an
let's
actual
do it.
retainer
We'll
amount.
write it the fuck up. I will put you on retainer for myself and for all of the the Steel Security Garage Q employees.
All right, yeah. Well, let's link up about that. You gonna be around tomorrow?
I'm gonna be around Wednesday.
Friday.
I wish I could have gotten clients before I was the fucking DA.
All
God
right.
damn it.
Yeah, Friday's good.
Okay,
Listen,
Friday.
I need
that's-
to be around for this conversation.
Nettie will be around for.
Copperpot needs
I have a
to be
feeling we're about to
around.
get a lot of lawsuits the way that I'm going to expand into Garage T.
You're expanding into
Jordan,
Garage T?
That's
I have-
right.
I have an honest question for you. Have you ever thought about suing the people who shit on the garage that aren't cops?
Oh, you mean like
If you're being maliciously
Coop,
targeted
the
by
judge?
somebody,
The problem is that no one fucking shows up to civil court, and honestly, I think that should maybe start.
That's
to be
free money in your
required.
pocket, dude.
No,
if they don't show
no,
up,
there-
they're
no one's
instantly found liable.
No, that's not true. No, you're not required to show up to civil court. You literally just don't have to.
If
Where
the
does it
other,
say that?
It's
if the other
fucking
party
true.
If the other party's being sued, then I would literally just motion for default judgment against them, and we would have basically however much money.
No,
we
they
ask
don't
for.
even start the fucking case.
That's not how that works. Listen to your lawyer, Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Try it.
Fuck it.
Try
I
it.
guess it's just not how it fucking works. You're right, Splainer. I guess I've never tried it before. And it's just not how it fucking works. Maybe it
So,
is.
people-
You know what?
your
Maybe I
experience-
haven't pushed it enough. Maybe I've been like, fuck that. Let's just start the case, and if they show up, whatever, bro.
Your experience may have been true at one point in time. However, in today's day and age, it is more than encouraged for you to sue other people who do damage to you, your company, or your property.
Well, you know I
Drag
like
them into
suing
court.
motherfuckers.
Yes, and if you sue somebody and they don't show up to court, I'm going to come after them with charges for failure to appear, and your attorney is going to motion for default judgment. You're going to get money. I'm going to throw them in jail, and you're going to stop getting harassed, and you're going to be able to buy a fucking Bugatti.
And
What about
worst
Pred? Wasn't he
case
supposed to be
scenario-
on
problem
this?
with that though. The
Yeah, he
people
was.
who
Yeah,
shit on the
he
lot,
was.
when they do that, usually they get their cars, run us over, drive away, and we don't even catch their names. You know?
I mean, my advice would be generally whenever you're well staffed enough. I mean, you run a news company. I'm sure you have access to cameras.
Quit
You
that.
could.
Don't even don't even start
okay.
that.
Wait, you,
All right.
wait, you quit that?
We're done.
She's focusing on the lot full time.
So
Yeah,
imagine,
okay.
imagine this: somebody got shot with no malicious intent being proven behind it, and was awarded $242,000. Imagine how much you could ask for, claim, and receive.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Can
but
for
they were
pain and
paid from
suffering
the
for being shot.
They
Hold
were
on a
paid from the
second.
state,
Hold
though,
on
weren't
a
they?
second.
They weren't paid out of people's pockets.
Can we
It was
sue
a
Claire and
civil relief
Violet?
fund. Yes. How many times have they shot you?
Oh, I was stabbed by Violet.
I mean,
on
they
my
literally
wedding night.
murdered my brother and one of my.
I have literally
If we
literal
have a
proof
police-
that they mutilated me. So.
Also, if we have a police report behind their criminal action proving that they were guilty, and if they pled guilty, which 90% of them do, you can use criminal culpability as evidence to civil liability, which means something to Crane. I'm not sure if it means anything to you. Basically, it means that the state can help you out a lot if people are being dickheads to you.
What?
Yeah, the too
All
long
right,
didn't
Slater,
read
you
is,
want to do that shit?
What would
You're-
he sue
you're-
for if
you're-
he's suing about his brother's death?
You would have to prove, and that would be it would be
Well, they
it
got
would be
guilty
it
of
would be pain
manslaughter.
it would be pain and suffering.
So
Crane can't take
Splainer-
the case because
yeah, I'd be conflicted on that one. But here's the problem that I have with with the criminal liability leading into civil liability is civil cases have to be filed within 8 days, whereas criminal cases can take up to 30. So, for instance, with the issue with Justin, even hypothetically, if he wanted to file a suit, he would have had to do it within
no,
basically
no,
within a
that's
goddamn
not
week.
how it works. No, because it starts again after the verdict.
So so also, if like say Jordan comes up to you and says, hey, on April 27th at 9 p.m. US EST, these motherfuckers came up and shot me. The police responded and shot them. And I want to do a FOIA request based on who was arrested around this point in time and involved me. My name should be in the report. Because he's a victim, he has claim to that information. He has claim to know who shot him because he may be seeking his own criminal
Wow,
charges.
this is taking
He may be
Ardson a
seeking
long
his own
time.
Civil justice. So you can submit a FOIA request to me and I will honor it because Jordan Steele is a victim to that crime. I will give it to you and you can use it as evidence.
I have had very similar FOIA requests denied in the past.
By who and when?
It was in relation to, I can't remember the client's name. It was somebody who just contacted me off the beat in the city. But individual whose brother was murdered during what I believe was a traffic stop.
Oh wait, was that
Was
the
that
one
an
you
ongoing
and I-
investigation?
Yes, it was a matter of an ongoing investigation.
Because that's the only time that's one of, I think, 3 different instances where I have to deny a FOIA report is when it's an ongoing investigation. I have to talk to the police and make sure that I'm allowed to release it because it's not my information to give out.
Wouldn't we be in the exact same situation with the Justin Steele case, though? Because it was an ongoing investigation literally until a day before the statute of limitations ran out.
That's
good. I mean, the Justin Steele case, yes.
Yeah,
but
true.
The Justin Steele case, yes, but think of all the times that they get arrested for assault with a deadly or attempted murder. The minor charges that don't require the heavy lift and
your
logistical load
charges
of the
are
court behind it that could stifle
much more
your
egregious
charges.
than ours. They falsely imprisoned you. Why didn't you get in on this?
So there's 2 things that help you out here. You could sue for the minor charges. You can sue for the minor crap. So if they assault you 5 times in one day, fucking sue them for it and use all 5 police reports as evidence.
I'll be right back.
Give them to you because you're a victim. Also, when it comes to the second factor is when a criminal matter resolves and a civil suit spawns from the culpability of that criminal matter,
I'm here.
that civil suit gains a extension to its statute of limitations to 8 days beyond the verdict of the criminal matter. So the Justin Steele case, if that was ever brought to court and resolved, and say, they proved guilty or not guilty, you would be able to use the guilty or not guilty verdict in that case in a civil case 8 days after, and you'd be able to file a civil case 8 days after the criminal verdict was read.
If I sued for every situation I've ever been in, I'd be really rich.
But where's that statement?
But you probably also be a lot
It's not
less
written down
liked
anywhere.
than you are now.
Okay, well then let's fix that too.
People
Yeah.
already hate.
There's
me,
a lot
so
of things that
I'm
need to be
fine with
rigidized that just
more people hating me.
Can somebody raise the height of this step?
Judge, you need to jump.
Oh shit, I can't. Uh-oh. Can somebody, you know what? Stand there, real quick.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
Do I need to escort you?
Thank you, Kyle. Woo. All right, yeah, put me up there. I'm old.
Nope.
All right, appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh shit.
Yeah. If you want to go ahead and call everybody in.
Any cum boys in the chat? Any cummers?
Make sure nobody's outside.
I think we're all here. I doubt the cops stayed.
Yeah, I would imagine they probably bounced out.
Man, I'm nauseous.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think I'm in milkshake withdrawal right now.
We'll see.
Crane, why didn't we ask Tessa to be in on this?
Because I could never meet up with her.
Fantastic.
Oh, okay.
You have
I
everybody?
tried to add her as a plaintiff a couple of times, but I've just had issues contacting her in the city.
No, absolutely.
Sorry about that.
No, they
No, it's
don't
fine,
need
Miss
to be
Tessa.
for this.
Paper.
As long as counsel is here, then we are good to go.
Oh damn, the cops aren't even here. Wild.
Order in the court. After careful deliberation and taking a look at all facts and evidence that I have available before me today, in this particular case, as to defendants Pred, Knight, and
Ripley.
No.
Oh.
Bass.
Bass.
As to defendants Pred, Knight, and Bass, the court does not find them culpable in the events in question before court today. They came onto the scene very late, and as far as they could tell, there was a senior officer there already handling the situation.
Oh, he's putting it on
and,
Ripley.
They had no reason to question what was going on. Well, they might have had a couple of them, but they were under absolutely no obligation to do anything about what was happening. What everybody needs to remember is there is a vast difference between having an obligation to do something and actually doing something. And there is no legal requirement for any officer to actually enforce any of the laws of this city. However, in the case of Senior Officer Ripley's actions substantially advanced the various activities that were happening to Mr. Jordan, Ms.
Ripley's just
Machete,
trying to avoid salt.
and,
Well, that's the good
Ms.
thing.
Copperpot
I'm not fucking salty that it
during this
happened.
particular traffic stop.
I don't give a shit.
Because
I think
of
it's
that,
made for this
and
really good
also
RP.
Because per testimony of Senior Officer Ripley himself, there was enough happening that it falls under the idea of knew or should have known. Senior Officer Ripley should have stopped and questioned this. And because he didn't, because he blindly aided it, he became party to these crimes that were committed against the three plaintiffs herein.
The
And it is
double
because
debate.
of
The
that
double debate. Mm.
that this court is going to fine for the plaintiff in the amount of $25,000 each at this time.
Oh shit! All right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with
great.
that.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Shit. This
All
is a
right.
win.
All right. Thank you,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you tell
All
me
right, yeah.
$25,000 in court fees?
Oh yeah, right. It's $25,000 each in court fees that we're going to have.
What?
Well, that fucking sucks.
What court
Yeah.
fees? Oh.
Except we just started tonight.
They actually started tonight. The court giveth and the court taketh away.
Yikes.
If you guys didn't want to work anymore, you could just stop taking cases. You don't gotta add court fees.
That's true.
Payroll. I know that they got thousands of offices out there in the city, but we got thousands of clerks that work here. At the
Listen,
courthouse.
let me tell you guys,
dude.
people won't even pay $200 to fucking park. You think they're gonna pay $25 grand to go to court?
Probably not, and then we don't have to do anything anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a joke, Mr. Steele.
Thank you, Your Honor.
$25,000 to each plaintiff,
Sweet.
payable when you get back to the main county out of the state funds. That is the judgment of the court at this time. This court is adjourned. Thank you all very much.
That was a
All right.
$25,000
Thank you, Your Honor.
joke fee as well.
Yeah, all right, I'm good with that.
Oh my god.
All right.
Hey, all right, good shit, Grade.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said,
Happy
and
to,
if you just want to get some written
Yep,
up,
yep, you're welcome. Thank you both for being
Friday
here.
or
Come
like,
find somebody over in the
I can
main
be around
county.
then.
We'll see to you
Yeah,
get
I'll get something written up prior to Friday. That way I can just give it to you.
Yeah, I was gonna
The
say,
one
you can
thing,
just email it to me as well.
the one thing that I will say is I don't like doing civil suits against other civilians for the most part, just because we only have about.
Well, you got some paralegals, right?
Yeah, I've got some other individuals
There
who
you
are
go.
working with
Just
me,
put them on it.
Mr. Gray and a couple of other people. So
Yeah. Your she, what's her name? She did good.
yeah,
Paramore?
Julia Paramore. She did very good.
I'd be happy with this criminal.
Little,
to be honest.
you know, little nervous at first, but I think she shook it off just fine.
Yeah. She after the opening statement, she seemed to really come into her own. But
Yeah.
all right.
All right.
Crane, what's
Sweet.
the opposite of revoked?
All right.
Genuine.
Here we go.
I
So
am
now we
honestly
just
not.
really need to let fake cops do whatever they want to. We won? Yeah, 25 grand. Fuck it. Yeah, good. Oh shit, that's a come up. 25K. That's a come up. Fuck it. Yeah, 25 each. Sweet. How to use the 25K for terrorism. Yeah, that's right. Didn't I lose 70K gold bars? There were no fucking gold bars. There weren't any fucking gold bars, you guys. I lost like an AP pistol and probably some oxy. So his whole thing was that okay, he directly helped. Sure. I'll watch this clip that you guys keep spamming. I'm sure that it's lighthearted and there won't be any drama.
Oh, I mean, I think it's almost over, right?
Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Do you want to know what's going on?
I mean, I guess that's why you got me here, right?
Yeah. What's going on here is, let's just call it like it is. Chain gang stole a goddamn PD cruiser, acted like assholes, pulled somebody over, and all the cops played doopy, stupid. And then they got taken to court on it. They're asked about it, and everybody's playing the I don't know. Oh, by the way, there's 5,000 officers working right now, so I don't know all of them. That's what's happening right now, and I'm pissed about it.
So it's powerful.
It's so goddamn powerful. It's so I sent a note to Coop. I wanted him here. It is just. I know he's on the.
I don't know, man. It sounds like Wayward's just jealous. I don't know, dude. I think he's just jealous. I don't know, man. It's tough, dude. Like I said, I don't give a shit how any of that goes. People scared of Chang Gang? Well, I don't like to immediately jump to that. You know, I don't think that's the case with Ripley. It's one of those things, man, where it's like, I get, going along with the RP. I get that. But, what is the RP? Just like robbing people? Trying to be a fun sponge? Yeah, but, it's subjective, man, because then, see, and that's what I don't like. Because then, what? So is my fun, more important or less important than other people's fun? And that's why I don't like the whole, just play the character, man. You know what I mean? Yes? Well, who's to say, Because then you start getting into that territory, and then it's fucking weird, right? Yeah, this is exactly why reading the room is fucking bullshit. Just play the character, right? And, then if people... if people don't like it, who fucking cares, man? I don't give a shit, though. That's the thing, man. I didn't give a shit one way. I didn't, when it was happening, I didn't care. I still don't care that it happened. Because I was like, fuck, man, this is gonna make for good RP. I think you see that. That's a big issue, too. A lot of people, I feel like, don't see the bigger picture. And they're just so caught up in, the scenario that's happening right now. Because most people don't really push things past what happened that night, right? I think that if we saw, I don't know, man. I think if people were more willing to push longer term things, we'd potentially see less salt, I don't know. That's just kind of my 2 cents. That's why, I try not to get salty about shit that's happened to me with happening to me with the PD, because what happens 95% of the time? We push the long game with court RP, and we usually end up on top. Also, it's a video game. And there's just really no reason to even get salty in the first place, right? So. How much our good RP came from Jordan being fired? Yeah, and that was fucking straight bullshit. But I tried to, whatever, man. I just figured out an RP. That's the way to do it. I think. Just play your character if you want to see in 3 days. You usually just end up on top, usually, man. Because when you keep things when you keep, I feel like when you play your character and when you just try to keep things in RP, it's just good role play, which means that you're making good content. My views have fucking doubled since I got fired is Jordan. Literally doubled. I could show you the stats. Or you probably just see it, And it's why? I don't know. I like to a pinch of drama. I know. I'm not stupid. A pinch of drama. I'm not retarded. But also, you know, I think that I think it just ended up creating really good content as well, right? It's cool that you admit it. I mean, anyone that is gonna say that fucking that you know RP drama doesn't bring views, they're either dumb or they're lying. People love drama. I think there's a point though, right? I think there's a point though. If you're like trying to like force drama and you're just like constantly like molding on your stream, I think, you know, people also see through that shit, and then it's just like, all right, dude. I think you figure out a formula for yourself to get things fresh. Yeah, I just try to push story, man. That's all. Like I said, I feel like a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people don't like my roleplay style. But I try my style. For years, man, I've always believed that like actions need to have consequences to keep, and that's just with storytelling in general, man. Like people do not like being held accountable for their actions, dude. People do not like being held accountable for their actions, especially in roleplay. I mean, how many times do you hear people screaming, "Why are you fucking shooting me?" Or you ran over a cop, dude. Like shit like that, you know. Like, yeah, I mean, you have to have. I mean, you hear people scream that in character, right? What the fuck? Why are they shooting? You know, people don't get it. And then they take like people. It's so weird, man. Like people like take it personally. They're like, oh man, this guy isn't RPing as a cop that's mad that a criminal just shot him in the face. I think it's because he's a fucking asshole, actually, is what it is. I think it's actually because he's a fucking asshole. So it's weird, man. It's weird. I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of always been my style. I've always tried to stick true to that, is that, you know, actions should have consequences. Sometimes long-term consequences, right? But, you know, and it's just kind of like, I'm not saying it's bad. It just is what it is. I think NoPixel RP meta is very much, I think Coil mentioned it as well, where it's more like, I guess, like episodic, right? If you were to think of like a TV show, it would be every day is a new episode with no like season long like story arc or anything, right? So every day is like it's a new day. Whatever happened the previous day, sometimes it matters. It usually doesn't. Which, you know, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just different. It's lame? I don't know. I mean, some people like it. Yeah, I mean, you do see it though, right? Am I playing Jordan? I'm still in queue. Some people do. Some people do over, you know, some people try to push for the long stuff. But... Cop queue? Yeah, there's a cop queue right now. Isn't that crazy? Old garage queue. Yeah. Anyways. I don't know. It's tough, man. I kind of feel bad. I feel slightly bad for Ripley. He's put in a tough position where, you know, be labeled as a fun sponge or, you know, let some people get robbed. You know what I mean? But you know, like I said, I don't give a shit. I don't care at all, man. I think Ripley's great. Ripley's easily one of my favorite cops to RP with. Ripley did the right thing, not be a fun sponge, and then let Jordan get the paycheck. I mean, whatever, man. I'm not gonna tell anyone how to fucking RP, dude. You know? I don't give a shit. As long as, you know, no one's like breaking rules or like metagaming to fuck up my roleplay. Who gives a fuck, man? Who cares? It literally doesn't matter. Like anything, well, not anything, but anything outside of that kind of shit can be solved in RP, right? Man, I kind of want to. Are there any judges? This thing's still absolutely fucked up. Ripley should be allowed to play his character without fear of being attacked OOC. I mean, anyone should, right? No one should have to worry about it, you know? It's just hard with cops. I mean, cops are, you know, they're the punching bags, right? Like, you know, questioning if the cops... Yeah, it's hard, man. I mean, molding about cops is just kind of like seen as the norm, but I mean, you know, it brings a lot of salt, man. That's why, like, with this whole Jordan anti-cop thing, like, I want to do it, but like, I don't want to come off as like I'm molding about how the PD does shit, because I don't give a fuck. You know? I think Angel says that shit fucking around. But, I mean, I remember, dude, there was a time where Angel was fucking, before the boom, dude, Angel was fucking public enemy #1, man. I remember that shit. So, I don't think she says that shit completely fucking around. Yeah, but after the boom.
We missed her. There's a prostitute.
All right. $25,000. Where's the judge, motherfucker?
I don't know.
Oh, is there no judge?
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. It feels good. It feels good to have all this goddamn money.
Coop was around like 30-ish minutes ago.
Coop?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, shit. Maybe I'll go try to find them. Usually they're either at the courthouse or at the hospital. I don't think anyone with half a brain thinks that, considering you have another PD character. Well, that's not necessarily true, man. It's just all about how you handle yourself, man. You know, like if you don't, I mean, if some shit happens, obviously, like a few fucking idiots are gonna hop over, but like, when you start molding, that's when you're throwing gasoline on a fucking fire, man. Cause like some people might be thinking it's bullshit, and then when you start molding, they're like, oh wait a minute, it actually is fucking bullshit. Fuck this, you know. But I mean, we all know that. Right? But whatever. I'm sure something will get. sorted out eventually, especially if someone like Snow is starting to fucking crack. I mean, that's... Ooh. No, Ripley doesn't pay us to say this. Well, Snow cracking. I just hear he's fucking... It seems... I don't know. Just seems like he's been a little frustrated lately, man. Someone's gonna flag from actual players. Well, hopefully they talk that shit out. There's 4 very powerful words, chat. Hug it out. Hug it out, bitch. That'll solve any sort of conflict. Hug it out, bitch. Hey-oh! How's it going, Your Honor? I'm here for
Hello
that
there,
juicy
Mr. Steele. How are you
paycheck. I'm fucking $25,000 richer. That's what I'm doing.
All right, sir. Do you have your citizen identification number, please, sir?
Yeah, it's $48.99.
All right, give me a second.
Oh, also, can I get my disability check for the week?
Did it? 1 second. I'm gonna need to look back and find out what the pay for that is. All right.
It's $1,000.
All right. $48.99. You said?
Yeah. I feel like I also had some more money coming my way. I don't know though. Maybe not.
Oh.
Woohoo!
All
Oh,
right
yeah.
then.
All right, thank you,
Let me
Your
just-
Honor.
Yep. All right. Funds have validated, been wired directly to your account, sir.
All right, appreciate that. Money, money.
Feeling you are the judge.
Money.
Oh my god, honey, did you get your money?
Hell yeah, I did. We're rich, baby.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I feel like I definitely need to be around when Apples is. I want to know what's going on with that. That's who Chang Gang. I wonder if we could.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? You're all paid up on your
The hell?
parking lot pass.
Is there a dolphin in that car?
Wait, me?
Yes.
Hey,
What's going on?
Jordan. How's it going?
Jordan.
How's it going? Are you guys fucking high?
Maybe a little.
There's a Todd.
What? You want
What?
some?
Are you guys doing helium in there? Why do you all sound like that?
What the fuck? No, dude. I just smoked a fat blunt that Alex gave me.
All right, all right. What do you guys need?
Listen.
I'm just promoting
you
my
know
EP. Well, my song off my EP.
Has Mr. Coop Holiday talked to you yet?
No. What's he supposed to talk to me about?
Okay, let me give you the bad news. Let me give you the
What?
bad news.
There's bad news?
We had some run-in with the Garage Tea Boys.
Oh my
earlier
God!
today.
No.
You did.
I've heard
You
about
know-
them.
Yeah,
Oh my
they're
God.
horrible. They're horrible. Listen. So, the justice of the whatever, Coop
Yeah.
Holiday,
Mhm.
he's like, I'm going to shut down Garage Q.
Why?
I have no idea. I really don't know. I really don't know. But I
What's
just need
up?
to
You got
warn
me
you.
up for going to sleep.
What?
Oh,
Come over here real quick.
okay, perfect timing.
Wait,
I
hold
just
on.
need to. Okay.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe you should talk to him about it.
Where the hell is he?
I don't know. Look for him.
You have
or
his phone
something.
number?
Oh, Cluck, no, I don't.
All right.
Huh. That could be interesting.
Copperpot.
Fight to the death is always nice.
Right, yeah, fight to the death sounds, yeah, I mean, definitely interesting. But also, like,
Hey, baby, what is this shit about Coop trying to shut down Garage Q?
Wait, when did
What?
this happen?
Does anyone have Coop's number?
No, I have his brother's or cousin. I don't know which one it is.
I was gonna do. Good for you.
Cool.
11026.
11026, yeah. That's how much my 2 car payments are. So, yeah, be a G.
Yeah. He ain't gonna do shit.
What's going on?
Hey, Hal.
How you doing?
You know, good.
Oh.
Good, you know, just get.
that's
so
I think Mr. Rudy.
Oh, okay. I don't think
Hey, so what happened to you guys in the T-Boys anyways? I've heard they're
Oh.
fucked up.
They're clucked up, all right. You know what they
What
did?
happened to you guys? Are you guys okay?
Oh yeah, we're fine. We're
I'm
fine.
behind
So
him.
they took
Well, they're
somebody.
too scared to come to lock Q.
They took somebody and
that's
they
right.
poked her eye out with a
Oh my
knife.
God, no! Why? That's
and
fucked up.
It's clucked up, you know. It's clucked up. And they put out a video, and that's how Coop decided that we might be shutting down.
What the hell does that have to do with Q?
I have no idea. But
Yeah,
Apple's like
exactly.
this brilliant idea where we set up another video, and you know we're family friendly garage.
We are
and I'm not-
goddamn family friendly. What the fuck?
I know, right? I know, right? So I don't know if Coop actually saw that. When we saw him later, he still was kind of
Out the
adamant
box.
about, you know.
Well, you had a chance to show him there, Petunia, when you were in the car with him, basically like getting ready to, touch his wiener the other, a couple hours ago.
What?
That's what I was trying
Wait,
to get
that's
at.
what
You know,
you
help out
wanted
the
her to
company.
do?
Yeah, you should have did that shit.
It was like girlfriend or something was in the car.
Oh, but she was talking to some other
fiancé.
dude, and I had Petunia got in
Oh.
the front seat. It was getting a little heavy in there,
I'm not that kind of girl.
We need to
Sully.
secure funding. All right. I got you. I would never ask that of you. Hold on a second.
Were you able to get a hold of him?
No, you know what? Whatever. It'll be fine. He ain't gonna do shit. Pussy.
Okay. He did say that he was like a big justice and everything.
Oh, is that right? Well, I got a big fucking gun.
Okay, cool.
He said he's like.
He doesn't think
the
we're
head
fucking
justice, and
family
he
friendly,
runs the
huh?
City, basically.
I'll start shooting everybody.
Okay.
Everyone will
okay.
catch a fucking bullet hole. We are family friendly.
Heck yeah. We are family friendly, but that does
we tried
not
to
sound
find
like
some cats and dogs to show how family friendly
Yeah, we
we
were
are.
looking for some
I'll do meth with a
toddlers,
fucking
too.
hooker, then I'll shoot up the fucking hospital.
No.
We're
No,
fucking
that's-
family friendly as shit.
That's definitely not family friendly. That's like the opposite.
Well,
of
say
family
it's some
friendly.
Manson
I gotta
family.
say it depends on the family.
Yeah, if some families
I
that's
mean,
pretty.
if you're looking, if you were looking for that kind of family, then sure. But if you're looking for actual, yes, nuclear family, 2 kids, 2 dogs, 1 cat, whatever.
It's 2.5 kids. I don't know how they do it, but it's
How do
two
you
and
do
a half.
half kids? How do you
I
do
don't
half?
know. You
that's
chop
the
one
nuclear
in
part.
half.
That's
You
the nuclear
saw
part.
one in half? I don't understand.
I mean, I don't
Wasn't
know.
that a part of the Bible? Cutting a kid in half?
The statistic is 2.5 kids, so you gotta have half kids somehow. Maybe paraplegic or something.
No, I think that means some people have like 5 kids and some people.
Oh, there he goes.
Well, you can't divide by 0.
What? Okay.
Oh shit.
And the floor, and that's the only reason.
Listen, I don't like hitting women. All
I
right.
never lose.
Why are you talking about hitting this woman?
She punched me, and then I was forced to defend myself.
All right, so beat her
previously.
ass.
I'm not gonna just attack her randomly.
I won't hit a woman, but I'll
Well,
stab
it wouldn't
a
be
wife.
random if she punched you, right?
What?
What?
You know how
He needs
how
it,
the old
that's why he's
saying goes.
talking about it.
Like, I won't hit a woman, but I choke a
Sometimes,
bitch.
sometimes they
like,
need to
it's
be
just
Just look
taught
at
a
his
lesson.
face. Don't you want to hit him?
What the
I mean,
fuck is
look
that?
at him.
What am I looking at over there? Hey, stop playing on that goddamn hydrant!
What is
Jesus
going
Christ.
on over there? Who are
Goddamn
these?
ghetto trash!
What the hell is wrong with kids these days?
Oh,
Playing in a
New
fucking
York in the
fire hydrant?
summertime.
What's wrong with
What's
you?
going on?
Go back to the ghetto, asshole!
I've seen you fucking playing many fucking fire hydrants, alright?
When?
Don't even. Like, out front of Integrity, I don't know, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 7, 8.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Hello.
Nobody knows
Good
what
day.
he's talking about.
Who are you?
What do you guys want?
I need my tow truck. Hey, are y'all
What
still
do you-
hiring tow
what's it
truck
called?
drivers, or what's going on here?
Yes.
How much you paying?
I got a baby.
Hold on a second, ma'am. Hey! You take your incest sister and get her the fuck off my lot, alright?
You know what? I'm never paying my weekly thing here again. You've lost a customer.
Is this guy paying? Is this guy a weekly
Yeah.
payer?
I've never
Yeah,
seen
I
him.
Well, that's
Yeah,
fine. I
no.
don't want you going around breaking my hydrants.
Actually, your hydrant
That's,
was
that's
broken
Harvey, I
already,
think his
and then I
name is.
jumped in it.
Mm.
Well, I didn't know that.
So, yeah, exactly.
I thought you broke it open.
Assume.
You'll be
No,
back.
you shouldn't assume.
You'll all come back.
No, I won't. I'm moving all my vehicles. You can't.
They always come back.
Good. You're bringing down the value of this place.
He just got run over.
All right, now how much are you paying?
We'll pay you $300 a car.
Oh, yeah, that sounds appropriate.
That sound good?
Yeah, that sounds real
This is
good, I suppose.
This is an impound lot, all right?
All right.
Three-
You want
we've
me
seen
to bring the
illegally-
cars back here?
Bring the
And-
cars back here if they need to get impounded, all that shit. You gotta take pictures though. You gotta take proof. I need proof
yeah.
that they're parked illegally or some sort of something.
I think I can manage that. I got
Alright.
a camera on my cell phone.
Well, there you go, son of a bitch.
I know how to work it.
Okay, all right. All right. Oh shit, duty calls. Talk to my wife about payment. Yep. Let's go be a cop for a few hours. Say bye, Nettie. No. I like to keep it mysterious. Shit. Alright, we're alright. We're okay. We're alright. Everything's okay. Fuck. Dude, we look badass. You know what we look like? we're dressed like that guy from the fucking Tiger King, dude. This is exactly how we... The fucking, who was it, man? Yeah, we're dressed like fucking Jeff Lowe. Need affliction shirt? That's literally all it's missing, dude. That's all it's fucking missing, man. Yeah, and a bandana under the hat. That'd be perfect. I see his nanny. No, I didn't. I saw he has some fucking domestic abuse charges. That poor girl, man. God. Her fucking self-esteem, dude. How low does your self-esteem have to be to, like, not only be married to Jeff Lowe, but to also, like, have him be okay with having sex with her? Actually, that's probably great for her. That's less time he's spending having sex with her, right? Actually,